not at extra pressure, but there's definitely a sense of urgency on my part that I want to win. I got traded. So, I got a chip on my shoulder.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
I turned on the YouTube feed last night to see Nick's postgame. I'm starting to think that it's a bad idea for me to be involved in these.
Why is that?
Well, part of the feedback I got from the control group for my first one was, hey, man, a little more energy. Which is a completely fair criticism of anything on radio or a broadcast. You don't want us to be like, hey, everybody, how are you? But like I was thinking about last night as I went to the game with the family. I was leaving the game. I was like, if I'm on the post game tonight, there's no, I cannot physically, like I could not do your job. You do the post game as well, the actual post game. I couldn't do it because I would just, hey guys, I'm suffering from, and that's what our show is brought to you by today, is crippling depression over the Sacramento Kings. Like I can't do it. I will do the show, but I have no ability to not be emotional or not emotional. Just no emotion at all. Good morning.
Good morning.
After stuff like that, like I'm not. It's not. I'm not at the. Every year I have the same rule: 20 games. That's my rule, 20 games.
Okay.
There will be analysis in that 20 games.
Sure.
I'm not making any determinations on this team before 20 games. And Boston fans learned that last year, and New Orleans fans learned that last year.
Actually, later than 20 games, they learned
much later. And I'm not saying that's who we are.
Right.
But I'm saying you can learn a lot. And there's no doubt that the schedule's been tough. There's no doubt. But they're still 0-4.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I was swimming in before the season started. That I actually think 0-5, 0-6, 1-7 is the likely starting record. That's assuming we get we lose to Miami and then go lose to Charlotte, which we will be underdogs in both. And then if we lose to Orlando, woof. Then that's, if we lose to Orlando, I think if we lose to Orlando and to make us
it's Miami, Charlotte, Miami.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Then Orlando.
5, 6, 7. If we're 0-7 going into Orlando and we lose again, I think that's the first you're going to start hearing about firings or trades. Like you'll actually hear that Mike Brown's on the discussion will be Mike Brown's an abject failure and they're not going to fire him because he has a 4-year contract. So that's probably when you get Monty fired, to be honest, because they have to do something and Monty's on a lame duck. So in a sense, as much as I whined about Monty not being on not being extended, and by the way, I haven't changed my mind on that. But now maybe I see, I'm not saying they were this prescient, but maybe they're saying, well, at some point next year, we may need to at least look like we're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's our something. We've parted ways, and
let's hope we don't get to this road.
Right. Of course. Anyway, lots more on that today.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I have a lot of respect already for what you do with the broadcast, but whenever I go to a game, that respect is renewed because sleepy pants this morning.
Well, you were at the game.
I was. That's what I'm saying.
Your sleepy pants?
Sleepy pants. Little sleepy pants. But part of that is also because I actually almost became diabetic last night because they had like tons of candy at the game. And
it was like a Halloween themed night.
It was. Yeah. And I brought a bunch. Like I've got a little tiny bag, but man, did I shove that thing full of candy.
So it's like you were trick-or-treating.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. Weird moment of the night is I fed Scott Freshour a piece of popcorn, hand to mouth. I was
Interesting.
Kind of a bonding thing. There's a
Okay.
lot of trust on his part.
Yeah.
Let me do that. He doesn't know where my hands have been.
No, he
He knew
doesn't.
where my hands were. They were
Yeah.
in the middle of the popcorn bag. It was Mason's 14th. Well, Mason turns 14 this Sunday. But
Yeah.
that was kind of our.
But he got on the big board.
He did. Yeah, I know. And crappy dad. My daughter elbowed me and was like, Daddy. And I look up and Mason's name's on the board. And I grab my phone and
It's too late.
too late.
Missed it.
It's too late. So, but then like I was trying to make myself feel better because I was like, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
I'm going to frame it, put it in his room. Hey,
Yeah.
there you are.
I don't do that, Dad. It's just
my son's the only one who didn't grab candy. He saw his sister and myself grabbing candy, and I don't know, somehow in his head, he was like, well, I didn't know. I didn't know. So then I just let him eat off of my candy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Pat still hosts the country show. Remember, if you get tired of your sports, go listen to the country. And Pat, I've been calling him Santa Pat all day because Pat will every once in a while, like, hey, here's a printout of a cool story I thought you'd like. Or yesterday, with the no smoking, I chew a lot of gum, and he knows that my preference has pretty much become big red. Nothing to do with my son. And so he brought me a couple packs of that.
That's very nice.
And then this morning we all come in and we have Powerball tickets.
Yes.
Waiting for us. And Pat was
I've
nice.
got good numbers, by the way.
Yeah, I got some pretty good ones too. Listen, you know what's the best? I won't give away the numbers, cheaters, but I will say my Powerball, Will Clark, 22.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Mike Bibby.
So you and I almost got. Is Mike Bibby 22?
No, my power.
Oh,
ball is-
10. I was
Yeah.
like, man.
Mine's Kobe.
Which one?
Which one?
First
8?
Kobe.
8?
Yeah.
Wow, thanks, Jay. It's great.
I
Way to
didn't pick
bring
the
whole
number
room down, guy.
Wow, you hate Kobe Bryant. Interesting.
So Jason, you started this conversation and I wanted to save it for the air.
Yes.
It is a wonderful question. What is the etiquette if it was a Powerball up to like 500 million or something crazy?
Yeah. So if one of these is it?
Yeah.
And it was a gift.
So right. I will submit to you guys this.
I don't think there's a standard answer.
I don't think there is.
What would you do?
I think you get your award after taxes.
Yeah.
Which of course, we're all going to go for the lump sum.
Yeah.
I think you give him half.
Okay.
I think that's the rule. You give him half.
So giving the $2 back is
Yeah.
not cool.
You give him double his money. Give him $4.
$4.
Well, Jay's idea was to take him to Denny's.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can
I
order
wouldn't
whatever
turn
you
that
want
down.
off the menu.
Yeah. Maybe get him at a Denny's.
I would be so right. Buy him an actual Denny's. I would be so euphoric, but also I wouldn't be the guy who's like, oh, the taxes. Like I wouldn't be that.
Or would you go, oh, yeah, no, I bought another ticket.
Right. Ooh. Man, that's bad. That's
That is
bad
bad.
karma.
That is bad karma.
And I believe in that stuff.
I do
so
too.
It's why
It's
like I
Eric
can't
Carmen.
cheat at cards or anything.
Yeah.
Like I can't because I will I'll get in a car crash or something. Like I'm
Mhm.
convinced of it, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what the proper, I mean, it's a wonderful idea, wonderful thought.
Yeah.
But what's the right thing to do?
I think what would you do?
I honestly don't know I mean, I certainly would give a considerable amount. And then honestly, knowing Pat, he probably would turn it down. And that's where the game would probably be. But I don't even know what the right, I mean.
You can't turn, like, I get it, but it would be one of those, like, I think I would have to
What's
say,
the actual, what is it, like
I think
500 million?
500 million.
I mean, honestly,
Not even that much after taxes.
well, even after taxes, let's say it's 250 million.
Sure,
Half of it gone.
You have to give him yeah.
And if you gave him, like, I don't know, 5 million, 10 million, half of it, as you said, 1 million, like, does someone go, wow, that's it? Or is it,
Does
wow,
Pat
what
take half of it?
no.
Can you guys
Oh,
Yeah, why don't we just ask him?
yeah. We got to see what the fair, what would
I
you
mean,
do, Jay?
I thought the Denny's breakfast was fair, and he's asked, can
We're
I
talking
get
about millions, and you're going to get him.
He asked
$20.
if he could get white or wheat toast. I said both, even throw in a biscuit. It's fine.
Oh, so you're going above and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to get another order to bring home for dinner that night, have at it, dude.
Okay.
You know what? Get the sampler while you're here.
Wow.
Like,
Just-
let's go hammy.
yeah.
Get what I'm.
I
See,
do.
did
Moons
that.
over
I'm
my hammy.
So smart.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know that there's a book or a right answer.
There's
but,
not a right answer.
Yeah.
It's
but I wouldn't want to be the one where you did something probably very generous, and then someone goes, "That's all you gave."
yeah. No, you don't want to be that guy for sure.
All right, Pat's joining us, and he's got stuff to do. The second day in a row, we've robbed them of. They actually do a real show.
Yeah,
You have a much cooler studio than we do.
Do we? All right, so we have to. Okay, so we only have a minute here. Listen, thank you.
Yes.
If this was you, which we don't know, we haven't confirmed, but let's just pretend it was you for fun. And now we're all really stressed out about this.
Why?
Because we don't know what the etiquette or rule is, and my Powerball is 22, which is Will Clark, so I'm probably going to win. It's like 500 million.
Yeah.
It's 800.
Oh God. Okay, so here's what I submitted. If we won, and you were the one that bought it, the proper etiquette would be after taxes. So what do you get? Like 400 million? I don't know, whatever.
Nice.
We have to give you 200 million. We have to give you half.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. What if I said, because it's a karma thing? Like, what if I said, Pat, I have to give you this 200 million. You're a partner in this. And Pat, if you don't take it, I'm donating it to, and I'll pick some cause that you hate. I don't know what it is.
Why that he hates?
I don't know, just
Why
to
can't it be
urge
one that
him
he
to,
likes?
right. Like, would you at some point,
Is you going to give it to the Dodgers? Jeez.
yes.
They need money.
But you have to accept that.
No, maybe 10 million's fine. I'm good with 10.
So no part of you would go, wow, Dave came home with 400
Right.
million and he gave me 10.
No, I'm not like that. I'm not built
I
that
know
way.
you're not,
I know,
but
but
like that's
Others might.
Yeah.
We just don't know what the right etiquette is.
We don't know what the right etiquette is.
Well, whatever you feel is the right etiquette is the right etiquette.
Jay-
Jay's,
200
taking you,
million.
Jay's taking you to Denny's.
Life, yeah. Which I said, I'm down. That's good.
The moon's over my head.
I said he should buy you
I'm
a
going to
Denny's.
get the wheat and white toast.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, and thank you.
You're welcome.
We've been calling you Santa still because
Look, here's the deal. If those tickets cost like $2, you are not winning. I'm sorry.
But I know.
You are not winning.
Please.
But for $2,
right.
I've made friends.
You made friends and you gave us a segment.
It's just
I lost already.
it's like running for office.
That's like
right?
the movie though. That's like when it's like, oh, I'll be right back in the scary movie. You just said you're not winning.
What do you mean our songs ended?
All
Okay,
right, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. And remember, when you get tired of your sports, 105.1 KNCI. I'll take a break.
We could write a country song about it.
We would. We could buy the country station.
Yes.
The Kings suck again. Yay! We'll talk about that. Let's look at the NFL weekend. We've got guests. Dave Richard, Domas Sabonis from yesterday. We'll re-rack that. Greg Papa, Michelle Dapper, Friday Fun and Games. Simone in studio. We're back in 60 seconds.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It may not feel like it all the time, but fall is officially here. The weather may be a little uncomfortable right now. 1 minute it's cool and rainy. The next day it's warm and sunny. Get it. But what can make you comfortable inside is knowing your AC or furnace will be working properly and efficiently for whatever temp it is outside. Take advantage of American Energy's $49 AC or furnace 30-point tune-up today. Make sure you and your family are ready for the changing weather. Call American Energy today, 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
At Ashton & Price over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Let's do it. It's time for Leading Off. Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
Roddy holding, shot clock violation. 1 second remain in the ball game, and we'll inbound it, and that should do it. 125-110 is going to be the final here tonight in Sacramento. Zeros on the clock. The Grizzlies get the win, and they improve to 4-1.
Yeah. Savoy's Eric Hasseltine, who visited with us yesterday, escaping with a victory. Escaping. You know, the lame part about this is I did happen to be sitting in a place where I could hear some of the players, and about midway through the first quarter, like a few seats down from us, somebody that knew John Moran. I don't know if his relative, family, whatever. And they kind of been going back and forth in the warm-ups and just talking. And then John made a basket. And as he's coming back down the floor, his friend said something, I don't know. And then John goes, yeah, man, I got the flu. And I went, oh, breaking news. And then I think it was the second quarter, maybe he was on the bench. I couldn't see him. He wasn't on the bench. He was out of the game. And then at one point he returned. He was lying down. And then I think in the third quarter, I saw him wearing, he like had this, like, I swear to God, I don't know where they got it. He had this like little brown blanket that he had over him. Like, oh my God, Ja Morant is having a flu game right now, but not the good game. He had a fine game.
Yeah.
But Ja Morant had the flu and was playing. You could tell he was not himself. He was still fine, but he was not himself. And we still lost.
Yeah.
With Ja Morant having the flu.
So there's that.
There's that.
Yeah.
You know what? There were flashes.
Absolutely.
Dare I say, I mean, maybe I'm missing one off the top of my head, Jason, but dare I say the best moment of the year so far for the home fans was the Fox to Monk, Monk to Fox dueling alley-oops in a row.
That was peak moment of the game.
I think that was.
And it felt like this is awesome.
They really were. They were really there. And then it's so weird because you just watch it unfold. The offense stops. The communication. One lesson I learned last night, which is why sometimes it's cool to go to games. Brandon Clark was my player of the game. He impressed the absolute heck out of me. This guy who was a lottery pick coming out of Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
This guy knows the playbook back and forth. And on defense, I was enthralled. I was videoing the guy. Nonstop chatter, nonstop talking. He is barking out everybody's positions, where everybody is. He's in the center of the key, and he is just running the defense. And I don't see that on our side.
That communication's important.
It is, and it's fixable. It's something. It's not like you have to go to school to learn how to talk,
right,
or raise your voice. Like, communicate. But I can't stop thinking that some of these guys, their puppies being asked to meow, and they're not cats. They're being asked to do things that's just not them.
Right.
So I don't know, Jason. I don't know. I'm so. They're 0-4. They've played really tough teams. Like, I get it. They haven't. It's not like Houston came in and beat the Kings. Right? I understand. And we could be sitting here in 2 weeks like, oh my God. I'm just so tired of breaking down. Like, new year, and we're 4 games in, and I'm already on empty.
Wow.
I'm so tired of people tuning in for a distraction in their lives. And we're like, well, he had this and this, and the guy had a block, and here's a highlight, and the Kings lost.
Yeah. They the hard part to me is I actually thought they had some really good you talking about flashes. There were great moments, but in the end, it doesn't matter if you keep having, hey, here's a flash, here's a good quarter, here's a good half, here's a good 3 minutes, it's the couple of moments that derailed them. Also, I thought Memphis was great. Yes. That doesn't matter because you still lost. You can't keep going, well, they just lost to a better team, which they did. That was one of the last things I said in the pregame. I said to Henry, I said, this is a night where I think the Kings can actually play really well and lose.
Yes.
And I thought there were moments where I'd say, yeah, they played really well. But at the end, they didn't have a chance to win. Like that, it just kind of slid away from them. You're like, man, it just didn't feel as good going out as the way it was going for a while there.
The Memphis just kind of put the clamps on.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Always had an answer.
I don't know that I have this right, but I want to say, because I kept looking at the board, I want to say the Kings started out 12 of 12 from the line. I kept looking at that all night long. Oh, it was either 11 of 11 or 12 of 12.
But yeah, they were doing
it was one of the two. They ended up 18 and 22 on the night.
Regardless, there was a silver lining.
Oh.
This is the Lakers suck yesterday. They suck again today.
I mean, at this point,
same record.
That's where Kings fans.
No, I think the Lakers are. No, the Magic are 0-5 now.
Yeah, that's where Kings fans. That's where we're at now. The Lakers suck worse. Number 2.
Cut number 2.
On second down, it's a toss to Christian McCaffrey, a cutback run right away, and he runs for a first down across the 40-yard line.
Hey, that's Greg Papa.
It is.
He's going to join us in about an hour, 40 minutes. As he does every Friday. And we really need some touchdown 49ers this weekend.
Yeah, maybe the Rams are the remedy because they've been in the past.
Rambutussin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Jay, you got Rambutussin?
I like that.
Okay,
that works.
The remedy.
No.
The remedy.
The remedy.
Also sounds a little dirty.
Also around Halloween, the Ramityville horror.
Yeah.
Love the Ramityville horror.
It's amazing. The Niners need help. Oh, here's Jason. Jason's worrying right now.
The mouse isn't catching the cheese.
No, it's way too early. Week 8 starts. We'll get to that game in a second. Last night, yeah, it started.
Yeah.
The Niners are 1.5-point favorites in LA.
Okay.
And this is really where we're going to see, hopefully, there's no way Christian McCaffrey knows the whole playbook yet. He didn't go to Stanford, but still.
They opened it up for him.
They did unlock it. Hey, Kings highlights on ESPN.
We just saw the peak moment, back-to-back lobs.
Those are actually Grizzlies highlights?
Oh, now it's Grizzly highlights. And they're summer. So, yeah, they really, really, really need a win. So, once again, our favorite teams are confronted with the need for a win, and we'll see what happens. I saw an article that was saying that both the Rams and the 49ers right now have a less than a 50% chance of making the playoffs. But if they win, whichever team wins this weekend, it goes up to 58%.
Does the winner win the division?
I think the winner of the honestly,
non-Geno Smith believers in room 1.
Yeah, I will say
count me as one.
I think if the Niners win, yes.
Okay.
Because they'll be 2-0 on the Rams. Not that 1-1 matters, but it's just that little bit of an open door there that remains to be seen. So we got a lot to get there. Hopefully the Niners can put together a couple of long drives. Maybe that's really where Shanahan's at. He needs those long drives, whether it's on the field or whether it's with his Hoblet. Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Ram Power Day is going on right now, Kyle. Not only can you save up to $8,000 off MSRP on all of those new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn crew cabs, but you can save thousands more with 2.9% financing for 72 months. You see mortgage rates just went above 7%, but you can get 2.9% financing from Hoblet on a vehicle. Yeah, rates keep going up. These rates are going to be harder and harder and harder to get. Don't wait. Gas prices going crazy right now. Now is the time to replace that old gas guzzler. And not only do other places have dealer markups, when you go to HobletDodge.com, you see the true price. No surprise fees. No last-minute add-ons. And they're California's #1 Ram dealer. The truck you need at the price that fits your budget. So stop by. Get yourself a test drive today. See what it's like to drive a truck that gets up to 32 miles a gallon. Wow, guys, right. That's a Ram Eco Diesel. Hoblet's true pricing. There's no reason to wait. None at all. Search, select, save, HobletDodge.com. Best prices. Best selection. Period. Keegan Murray started, but the result was the same. And what is going on with these rotations? We need to get into that because it was weird.
They're rotating.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
I was ready to see Slamson at the 3 at one point. We'll get to all that next.
Might have worked out better.
Yeah, serious.
Your home for the most comprehensive 49ers coverage. Debo, Bosa, to our very own Armstead. The 49ers Authority, Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by RC Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. We're out the door to a cool start to the day, so grab the jacket as you head out that door. We'll be in the low 70s by the afternoon with mainly sunny skies. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You already know RC Willey has a vast selection of home furnishings, but did you know they also have an outlet inside the store with clearance savings on closeouts, one-of-a-kind, and discontinued items? RC Willey, located in Rockland and South Sacramento.
There's a place where actions speak louder, jackpots echo throughout, and the thrill of it all is thunderous. Thunder Valley Casino Resort, where more than 3,000 slots, 100 table games, all new bingo and poker rooms blend with award-winning dining. And AAA Ford Diamond Luxury, winning big makes a sound all its own. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Live out loud. Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy HondaTires.com.
Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. We make buying a new Honda easy and stress-free. Pre-order online or in person today. We'll be there to help you every step of the way. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Stay in front of him. Feet, no fouls. Okay, take a break. Hi, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store asking, how much do you rely on your feet? A little? A lot? Probably more than that. If you're like most people, you know that when your feet are hurting, your life kind of stinks. There are lots of treatment options that promise relief but will disappoint. The Good Feet store makes over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities of arch supports. Why so many? Because to get serious pain relief, you need a precise fit that's matched to your foot, gait, and lifestyle. To make sure you get the pain-relieving pair that's just right for you, Good Feet has an arch support specialist at every Good Feet location to give customers a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the unmatched comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online at goodfeet.com.
Let me guess. Unknown caller. You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
It's Carmichael Day for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at refinanceWithShelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about 80 grand. You get 45 grand down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to refinanceWithShelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
Check out nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus Idaho. 6 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings remain winless as they fell to the Memphis Grizzlies at home last night.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for three. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
In his first career NBA start, rookie forward Keegan Murray finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds on 46% shooting. The Kings will look to get in the win column for the first time this season tomorrow against the Heat. Coverage begins at 1:30 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Tampa Bay Bucks continue their downward slide, falling to the Ravens 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers lost for the 5th time in their last 6 games, bringing their record to 3-5. Tom Brady has never started a season 3-5 in his 23-year career. The 49ers head to LA this Sunday to take on the Rams. Newly acquired running back Christian McCaffrey is expected to see a much bigger workload this week and is motivated to get a W.
I want to win. I want to win for this team. I want to win for these guys, and I want to win for the whole Bay Area. Because, like you said, it does take a lot. They gave up a lot to get me, and I know that.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Day Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Fox on the right wing, screen and roll, drops to Sabonis. Great pass to the baseline and a two-hand flush. Keegan Murray. That may have been the best half-court execution we've seen tonight from the Kings. It was crisp, it was on target, and it resulted in 2 points for Murray, who now has a dozen.
The interesting part now is we've hit some adversity. We're 0-4, and nobody's feeling good about that start. So in this business, you got to have a mental toughness, not just when you play the game, but you got to have a mental toughness to handle any type of adversity in front of you. And so for me, this is going to be a great thing for me to kind of watch us go through to see how we handle it as a group, to see if we're going to fight or to see if we're not going to fight, And if I had to bet, at least from what I experienced with this group so far, we'll come out swinging, but it's not going to be easy.
What you've experienced with this group so far is always losing ever. 100% of the time you've lost. 100% of the time you lost. Now, I know Mike Brown can't come out.
No, if you count preseason, they're 500.
That's why you don't count preseason. Now, no disrespect to Mike Brown. I'm nitpicking. I'm being a little bit of an ass here, but I know he's not going to come out and be like, from what I've experienced with this group so far, they're losers. Like, of course he's not going to say that. But how many different versions of that conversation have we had over the years? And I know that 10 years ago isn't this year.
Right.
And I'm not that guy who's like, well, it's 16 years. And for the fans, I understand that. But what happened with Tyreek Evans or DeMarcus Cousins, or that does not inform what is going on last night, what went on last night. But what possible weight do you have to lean on that tells you that this group's going to fight through adversity?
I mean, the fact that they just have no other choice. I mean, I don't look. I mean, I literally don't look at that team and go, they quit.
No, I don't think they quit.
So that's why. I mean,
I don't think they quit.
Yeah,
I don't think they quit.
Yeah,
no, that's a major accusation.
I would say it this way. Okay, I just know from talking to the coaches before the game, hearing the coach before the game, points of emphasis last night, like number one on their board. And I know when we hear Domantas Sabonis later, he's going to say this too, was transition defense. Like that was number one. They thought they were awful at that. They were 30th in the league. It was better.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, 3 days of practice, you worked on it. I see that you worked on it. I see that it got better. Good. It didn't result in a win. I think they made a point of emphasis to get Harrison Barnes involved. Good. They did. He was better. Cool. It didn't result in a win. Like, it felt like there was slippage now in other areas, and that shows like when you play a good team that is better than you, they take advantage of some of the other things. I feel like the Kings' margin of error isn't like they've got to be on almost everything. Now you can miss shots, and not every player is going to be great, but I think they attacked some things that they focused on, which was great.
Yes. Free throws were better.
Yeah. Some of the things we've pointed out. So it shows me that they're working, they're trying, all that stuff.
Well, then,
but the end result was still a loss to a really good team.
13 turnovers isn't terrible.
Yeah, but I felt like every play that needed to be the Kings probably had 3 really good runs in the game, and it's like, man, I think there was one in the fourth quarter. They got it down to 6. It just felt like, okay, we're gonna have a really good finish, and then Bane hit just a brutally tough 3 over Terrence Davis at the top of the key that you just go, I don't know what you do with that 9. Then that might have been 1 turnover after that.
Sure.
Then another 3, and it's 12. And you go, man, they were just within 2 possessions, and it's 12 again. Chip it away down to about 7. Boom, boom, boom. It's back to 15. You're like, yeah, I don't think they have enough time.
I think Desmond Bane really took the torch from Ja Morant last night.
Like I felt like they locked in on Ja, and then Bane went nuts.
Yeah, he did. He went nuts.
Here's Sabonis on a double team from the blind side. Ball's poked away again. Another turnover. Here's Bane wide open, right wing for 3. He scores it. And they're down now. They are down 116-99.
And then of all the people to slam the door, it had to be Dylan Brooks.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for 3. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
Here's another thing, though. I know we kind of went into this segment talking about the rotations. Great that Keegan started. He did exactly kind of what we thought. He's a good player. Keegan's already just fits right in. I don't understand what else is happening here as far as, okay, 3 games for the year, you start Casey Okpala. If you don't start him, I have no issue with that. Then you would think he's like in the rotation. He really didn't play to the last, like white flag is done. They're last minute of the game. My personal opinion, this is me. I start the 5 they're starting, and I play Davion, I play Holmes, I play Davis,
right,
and I'm missing someone. Monk. That's it. That's the 9. Now, foul trouble, you need another big. Here comes Alex Len, like last night. I don't know what we're doing with Metu and Maneki. It's not why they lost. It's not.
No.
But Metu came in first. Keegan went out like 3 times in the first quarter. I didn't understand it. Not why they lost, but part of like that just raises your eyebrow going, what's happening here? You're searching on game 4?
I think if Mike Brown were in here, he would say that. He would say, listen, we're trying to find the combinations that work. I've settled on my 5.
Okay.
Part of that starting line, again, I'm trying to channel Mike Brown. Part of that starting 5 in the first couple was, Keegan Murray got COVID, or whatever it was, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just searching for units that work. But I kind of agree with you, dude. Like, you had a training camp. You had a preseason. Like, one of the things that was, I'm old enough, you're old enough to remember, one of the frustrations, air quotes, with Rick Adelman was that his rotations were so tight and so immovable.
Yeah.
But through the years,
reliable.
We've seen, they were reliable. He would play like 8 guys.
Yeah.
And maybe in a blowout, Gerald Wallace would come in.
Yeah.
But it was 8 guys. I agree with you. Like, get the guys on the floor, and I think this is the right starting lineup. This is the right starting lineup.
Yes, I agree with that.
You could quibble about Harrison Barnes, and again, if there was we're looking for silver linings. Harrison had his previous season high was 9. He had 20 last night. He was efficient.
He was aggressive.
Sabonis was 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Yeah.
I didn't have any, he's still getting flack. He had basically a triple-double in 31 minutes. I didn't have a problem with Domantas Sabonis. But part of the reason I think some fans are going after Sabonis is defensively, and I get that. But he's you're asking a dog to meow. That's not him.
Yeah, it's like the team addressed. I feel like they're bigger on the wings. Like they were a small team on the wings. They got bigger with Herter, with Murray, with Okpala when they play him. They're really light inside.
Very light. When we talk about preseason, interior defense,
yeah.
Where are they getting their interior defense?
Yeah.
They don't have it.
You down on the floor last night. Sabonis is a big man.
He's a big
Adams
man.
dwarfs him.
He does. He's
and
stronger.
Every big rebound. Sabonis was great. Every big one, Adams got.
He just muscled him. And Adams, listen, Adams is a brick, but there's a lot of bigs in this.
But then they went athletic and go Clark. It's like they go bigger, then they go more athletic, and I feel like the Kings don't have an answer inside there, but that's why you play the known quantities to me. Rashawn Holmes has been a very good King and a good pro. Mitchell, I think, obviously needs to play. Monk is the spark. If he doesn't have it, you take him out. You try Davis, but I feel like the starters need to get their minutes, and then those 4 guys, and that's your group.
Basically, the center position last night for the Grizzlies, Adams, and we'll call Brandon Clark their other center. They basically combined, not basically, they did 28 points and 14 boards to go with 7 assists. They were able to run the defense, run the offense through them. And that's just going to be a repeated thing. We talked about it in the preseason, that the big glaring hole there was Anthony Davis in that one game in less than 20 minutes, had a double-double. And they didn't have an answer for that interior presence. They still don't have an answer. And I don't see how you're magically going to grow or become this amazing defender. And that's something that's going to continue to hurt them throughout the year. And that I hope is very much on Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox's radar. We'll take a break. The Niners and Rams are this Sunday. We'll switch gears. Will the Niner ownage continue when both teams really need a win? We'll talk about it next.
The Kings host the Heat Saturday for a matinee game at Golden One Center.
Twist, reverse, score! How did he do that? What a great play from Kevin Herter.
Coverage starts with game night at 1:30 on your home for Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
In the race for state senate from Sacramento, there's only one candidate with a history of focusing on local issues like crime, high costs, and homelessness. Angelique Ashby.
There's only one candidate with a proven record of independence and working across the aisle to find common sense solutions. That's also Angelique Ashby.
There's only one person endorsed by firefighters and police because of her proven track record fighting for public safety. And once again, that's Angelique Ashby.
And there's only one candidate who's a community activist and who's not indebted to the insiders and special interests. Yep, Angelique Ashby.
She's the only one who stands up and stands out. The one who's different from the career politicians just looking for the next office to run for.
Angelique Ashby. She's the only one with the courage to fight for us.
Ad paid for by Californians to protect local jobs and communities. Sponsored by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Committee major funding from Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
Servicing your vehicle has never been so easy. At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Schedule your next service appointment anytime, anywhere at StocktonHonda.com. It only takes a minute to schedule, and our award-winning service team will have you back on the road in no time. Oil changes, tires, parts, and more.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. Why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update. So all the big stuff coming up this fall, well, now you can say, you bet I'll be there. Because updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. And everyone 5 and older can get one. So this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay, 3 more climbers, 7 loggers.
Ted's sustainably sourced logging company is growing a new branch.
What about truck driver contracts?
Which means a new HR manager will be the first hire to fall.
Then we'll need to staff up the warehouse.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. On Sactown Sports, 1140.
All right, Niners need to win. They need to win. That is for sure. But you know what else? The defending world champions also need to win.
Yeah, coming off a bye, too.
Coming off a bye. The Niners are 1.5-point favorites. The stat that's making the rounds now, who was it that was on this show earlier? Was it Barrows? Somebody brought us this stat earlier, and I just saw a graphic on it. That Kyle Shanahan is 1-30 in the fourth quarter when his team is losing going into the fourth. 1-30.
Woof.
Jeff Lyons on the text line, in the YouTube chat, you can go to Sactown Sports, says bring back Halliburton. Get rid of Holmes, Barnes, and Fox. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Monty,
do it.
Do it. It's the fourth meeting of this year, 2 in January.
That's weird.
2 in October. Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, week 18 last year, playoffs, of course, and then.
And really,
this month.
What was that? Was that December? Maybe even February? No, it was late November. It was December, right?
When
they met last year.
No, it was January.
It was January.
Week 18.
So you actually have 4
right,
meetings in 10 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, these teams know each other quite well.
Yes.
7 straight wins for the Niners in the regular season.
Right, because you could argue the Rams won the biggest one, the NFC Championship game. But I don't know what it is about this matchup. I think the Niners have done really well against Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
They figured out a way to bottle him up a little bit more. Cooper Kupp still kills him. Now he kills everybody.
Cooper Kupp kills everybody. Exactly.
I think they sacked Stafford like 7 times the last time.
Yeah.
Armstead was in that game, though. Let's hope I'm not sure if he's going or not.
Yeah, he did not. Well, I haven't seen his practice from yesterday. By the way, it's a 125 start.
Okay.
I did not see. Let me look at the injuries right now, the report, see if he did.
But you said earlier, you think if the Niners win, that gives them a better chance. I mean, It compared to the Rams winning this game as far as the division goes.
Yeah.
Because the 2-0 sweep?
I think so.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it will.
Right.
It's just, again, if you're looking for little bursts of joy, that would be one. I think one thing to really keep an eye on is Deebo Samuel is questionable, and he did not practice yesterday. That's not a good sign. If you're not practicing at all, if you're limited, it's one thing. You're not practicing at all. Yeah, maybe they're saying, hey, we don't want you to, we know you're good. We don't want to put anything on you right now. But Deebo Samuel is very questionable for Sunday. That would be a huge loss, obviously, for them.
Yeah, and the Niners have been so injured, but getting a few guys back, I'd like to see this offense with all of the pieces.
Yes.
You're not getting Trey Lance back, obviously, but with Jimmy G running the show, with Elijah Mitchell, but really McCaffrey being featured, but Mitchell also sprinkled in there, and then Kittle and Debo and Ayuk. I think there's so much potential there. Yeah. Got to reach that potential.
Well, and that's really the mystery, because if you would like to think, and we don't know, and we'd like to find out if this team was healthy. And what does healthy mean? I mean, relatively healthy, not missing, a playoff team basically that's injured. If this team was healthy, you would think they would be dominant. I'd like the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Because what you see on paper and what reality is don't always mix. They just haven't had, as a matter of fact, if you wanted to look at the 49ers' biggest Achilles heel, let's say over the last 5 years, it's not quarterback, it's not secondary, it's injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very talented. And yeah, Jimmy G may not be an all-pro, may not be close to that, but they've been able to make NFC championship games. They've been able to make Super Bowls. They've been winning in the second half of Super Bowls with Jimmy Garoppolo under center. And what I think, if I look at this team this year, position for position, and I compare it to that Super Bowl team, I think this team's better. Talent-wise, I think this team is better. But they're injured.
Yeah. I feel like the injuries literally cost them the Atlanta game. Atlanta outplayed them, but the Niners just had so many guys hurt and got hurt in the game as well. They just never got on track. Now, the Niners have given up 2 games.
Yeah.
The Bears game they gave that away.
Terrible.
And they gave away the Bronco game.
Terrible.
So that's where it's just such a world of difference. Even with the injuries in Atlanta and the other games they've had, if they somehow won one or those other 2 of those, that Bronco and Chicago game, what a world of difference that would be. We'd be talking about them. We still think about them as one of the best teams. Record would show it too. They'd be in a great position to almost bury the Rams this week, but they're not in any of those positions because they gave up those 2 games.
And that would be what would it be, 5-2?
If you flip that around.
And it's, of course, I mean, listen, things happen in the
Sure.
NFL. That's fine. And we've seen how it works. We've seen how it works. If they beat the Rams this weekend, hey, you know what? They're really starting to turn it around. I mean, here we go. We kind of got that a couple of weeks ago when they strung together 2 straight wins. When they beat the Panthers and then beat the Rams, then beat the Panthers. It was like, here we go.
Yeah, first place at that time.
Right. Big game in Atlanta. We get that one. Great, awesome.
Then the schedule gauntlet. But still, lost to the Chiefs, which, again, at times you're like, this is really good football. Then they fizzled.
Yeah.
Now the Rams. It feels like the swing to the season almost. Bye week, then Chargers. Yeah, this is a tough stretch here.
And we'll have Greg Pop on at 8 o'clock to talk a little bit about that. One note, by the way, from last night, I did the research actually while I was at the game. So the Buccaneers lost.
Yes.
To the Ravens. That put the Atlanta Falcons in first place in the NFC South by a half a game. Here's what's interesting. You take the Cardinals out of the equation.
Okay.
Every bird team in the NFL is in first place. Every one. You have the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay. You have the Eagles. Okay. You have the Ravens. And God, I want to say there was one more. Maybe there's 4 I'm looking at. Oh, the Seahawks.
Oh, right.
You have every bird team but the Cardinals. 4 of the 5 bird teams are in first place currently in the division. That has not happened this late in the season since 1884.
You did that research?
I did. It's probably right.
Yeah. All the bird teams.
All the bird teams.
And friends, this is why doing your own research is not always the best idea.
Be a critical thinker.
Yes.
I did my own research.
I mean, that was critical thinking, the way you tied in the birds with the first places and the years. It's amazing.
Maybe, we were talking about the Kings struggles. Maybe they just changed their name to like the Pigeons or something.
Hey, guys, at this point, listen.
Why did you land on Pigeons?
Hey, why not?
They're not utilized.
Mike Tyson's there.
They're not
new owner.
The pigeon is not utilized enough in sports.
Yes, it is a bird.
Honestly, and I know we're in the football segment here, but I thought about this last night.
Sacramento Pigeons.
I'm kind of all for, is it time for us to do just like a full brand rebuild with the Kings? Just kill the Kings.
Just
bury
the Kings.
Bury the Kings.
I understand the sentiment. However, I feel like it's the equivalent to getting a new paint job on the car,
Shifting the deck chairs on the Titanic.
But the engine is still shot. But hey, sell some new merch, make a little cash, a little coin, right?
Change the landscape.
Fly, pigeon, fly.
Anyways,
actually, I think the Kings are the dodo bird.
We gotta get. Here's Tom Brady. Here's
I think we've struggled pretty much at everything.
Agreed.
We just struggle in the red area, struggle in third down, struggle in the run game, 2-point plays, short yardage, backed up, start first quarter, start of the third quarter,
middle of the second.
Not very good offensive football.
Fourth quarter was bad. That was the most generic answer, but also weirdly true.
Hold on a second.
That's on brand.
I saw something. I know we got to go here, but I think this is going to work. Hey, Tom, I know you watched the Kings game last night. What'd you think?
I think we've struggled pretty much at everything. We just struggle in the red area, struggle in third down.
Oh, okay.
Struggle in the run game.
That all fit.
Third time down the floor is what he meant. They really struggled that possession.
Well, speaking of, the still winless Kings fell to a flu-ridden Ja Morant. How bad is it really? We've got Mike Brown post-game audio and more. Let's break it down right after this.
Breaking news, the latest happenings with your favorite teams.
You ever wonder about what the heck all these kids are doing on the computers all the time?
Stay up to date with all of it by following us on Instagram and Twitter.
Excuse me, gentlemen, a little update for you.
At Sactown 1140.
Hey, maybe this is the weekend you start thinking about getting yourself a new roof. We did it. It's fantastic. We're in great position now with our home because we are longtime home owners. And after 20 years in our same house, our roof had served its purpose. So we contacted multiple roofing companies. When we ended up meeting with ACR Solar, we knew they were the right company for us. It's ACR Solar and roofing and home services. They do so many different things. But when we talked to Joe Peterson, their roofing expert, he laid out the deal, what it was going to be like, how long it would take, certainly what it would cost, but just the process. And I'd never been through that before. And it was really amazing to watch them do their work, one, but two, to me, one of the most important things when someone's doing a home project is are they around? The first person you meet with, do you see them again? Do they just disappear? He was very present. And so we had constant communication. We knew what was going to happen each and every day. And guess what? The exact thing happened on what he delivered. What he said would happen, happened. And that's important for us what time people would show up, what they were working on that day, what to expect the next day. And they're just amazing people and really great work. So now we get compliments on our new roof. We have peace of mind, how it looks, better curb appeal, all that kind of stuff, and all courtesy of ACR Solar. So if you're in need of a new roof, check out acrsolar.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It may not feel like it all the time, but fall is officially here. The weather may be a little uncomfortable right now. 1 minute it's cool and rainy. The next day it's warm and sunny. Get it. But what can make you comfortable inside is knowing your AC or furnace will be working properly and efficiently for whatever temp it is outside. Take advantage of American Energy's $49 AC or furnace 30-point tune-up today. Make sure you and your family are ready for the changing weather. Call American Energy today, 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
For 74 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and, well, many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 74th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. If you're a small business owner, listen up. Pi Insurance wants to give you one of those aha moments, the kind that could save you money. Workers' comp is probably one of the biggest costs you face. But did you know that insurance providers have flexibility in setting their prices? That's right, but many don't bother giving small businesses the savings you deserve. Instead, you can get lumped in with other businesses and overcharged. Pi Insurance was created to change that. With Pi, you get a quote tailored specifically to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. And with helpful representatives just a call away, it's easy to understand why Pi is rated excellent by customers on Trustpilot. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or go to trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Check out nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus Idaho. 6 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings remain winless as they fell to the Memphis Grizzlies at home last night.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for three. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
In his first career NBA start, rookie forward Keegan Murray finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds on 46% shooting. The Kings will look to get in the win column for the first time this season tomorrow against the Heat. Coverage begins at 1:30 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Tampa Bay Bucks continue their downward slide, falling to the Ravens 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers lost for the 5th time in their last 6 games, bringing their record to 3-5. Tom Brady has never started a season 3-5 in his 23-year career. The 49ers head to LA this Sunday to take on the Rams. Newly acquired running back Christian McCaffrey is expected to see a much bigger workload this week and is motivated to get a W.
I want to win. I want to win for this team. I want to win for these guys, and I want to win for the whole Bay Area. It does take a lot. They gave up a lot to get me, and I know that.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports 1140.
I think, we got a lot of frustration just because, you get on a roll, the crowd is into it, everything is seeming like it is gelling together. And then, we have a 3-minute stretch where things kind of unravel again, kind of get back into it, crowd gets back into it, and that cycle keeps going. So, I think it's frustrating, especially, being at home, not being able to get a win. It's been tough, but, this group, we're gonna figure it out.
Are you? I mean, they'll win at some point, right?
Yes.
Like I'm confident in that. But
when you haven't won, it's like we've talked about this even before the season. Like when you're in those losing streaks, you go, man, it feels like they'll never win, and they will. But I don't know when. Could be tomorrow. Could be because they're playing a game. So right, they have a 50-50 chance.
And I would say this, that maybe the saddest thing of all is, tell you what, I was looking for it. All right. What did I play there? Let's see.
I think, we got a lot of frustration.
Okay, let me see here. We play another Harrison Barnes clip. Was this from this year or 2 years ago?
Playing a team like this, we just have to cut down our mistakes. And, the theme in a lot of these games is, close, but not good enough. And eventually, we got to get over the hump.
What if I told you that was from a loss to Detroit 2 years ago?
It was. No, I mean, believable. Right.
It wasn't. It was from last night, too. I couldn't find one, but kind of my point. That. Yeah. And that's not a shot at Harrison.
No.
Of course he has to. And same with Mike Brown, talking about the frustration. Of course. You have to. You can't just be like, I don't know. I don't know what Monty's smoking. Mike Brown is playing Super Mario 64. Everyone's out there getting distracted by bumblebees. No, it's rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and that would honestly be a similar clip, probably sound tone if the Kings had been a 50-win team the last 6 years. And every time, if you're a 50-win team, what do you lose? 32 games. Mm-hmm. So somewhere in there, like maybe you lose 3 in a row. It's like, well, we got to figure it out. We got to rally. Are we going to fight or not? I'm going to say we're going to fight. Those kind of that's what happens. But the big difference is that team wins more than they don't. So that's easier to take. This team has been in this cycle. There was optimism. I don't think that should be diminished from them, from fans. If you think this is just going to keep going this way, that's up to you, whether or not you want to keep watching, keep listening, keep investing. The organization, the players have to think. Like if we ever hear like, hey, no, they don't think they have a chance. They think they're terrible. That would be disconcerting. Like that would be awful. But I know they're going to fight.
But I mean, that what you do wonder is we're fans and broadcasters and kind of all the same. But players are human.
Sure. What
is De'Aaron Fox thinking?
Great question.
This is year 6.
Right.
What is Harrison Barnes thinking?
Yeah.
He's won a championship.
Yeah.
What are these guys thinking? Truly. And by the way, this isn't me feeling bad for him. Right. You're getting paid to play a kid's game. But as you watch the years of your career go by, we joke about this being basketball hell. It's really basketball purgatory.
Yeah.
This is where careers go to die and be irrelevant.
Yeah. When people, and I think I took exception at some point. Someone said this somewhere like, hey, maybe it was a year ago, but De'Aaron Fox has won at every level. And I think, yeah, has he? I mean, maybe if you're counting high school and college, he played 1 year. He's been in the pros longer than his high school and college career combined now.
Yeah.
So he's lost more than that's
right.
And when you're that good in high school, you're gonna win all the time. You're just the gap between great players and guys getting PE credits is a little different than people getting paid millions of dollars.
That's right. Professionals.
So, right.
They're paid to play the game.
Like we just had a texter there, so the Kings aren't even trying. Like that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
Now, it's frustrating when you can't win and when you try and you're again, I think they did some things that they focused on, which is good. They weren't good enough. That's part of the problem.
I could put my 15-year-old daughter outside on her little basketball hoop, and I could tell her that she can't eat dinner until she dunks on a 10-foot rim.
Yeah. She won't eat dinner.
She's going to try her
right.
tail off.
Right.
She's never going to dunk no matter how hard she tries. You're asking somebody to do something in which they are not capable of doing. Is this team capable of playing better? Yes. But again, you've got some square pieces and round holes. You've had. I'm not ready to say that this roster is disheveled as it was last season in the beginning.
Yeah, I feel like there's less flaws, but again, no roster's perfect. This one's got some flaws, though.
It does. But we talked about before the season, you have two above average players to really good. Above average to really good. You have one unknown, but we think he's going to be good in Keegan. And you have the rest of the team is average to below average. Let me ask you this. Does this team have a role player?
Yeah. I think a lot of them.
Give me. I'm not disagreeing with you, but give me an example of a player and that player's role.
Well, I would say this, especially 4 games in, I don't think those have been defined enough.
Right.
I think that's part of the problem. We were talking about rotations earlier, but I honestly think last night's opponent is a really good NBA case study, because I think a lot of us would say, "Hey, you need 2-3 studs, all-stars." How does Memphis do it? I mean, really, how do they do it?
They have one stud,
one super stud. Now, Bane was great last night, and he's been good. But I mean, that can be, a guy that has a great season for the Kings. I'm not saying Bane, but like, what is honestly like? Who did they start again? Santi Aldima. Like, is that KZ Okpala? I'm not saying they're the same player, but a lot of teams you go, does he start on a lot of other teams? But
same syllables.
The fit. Steven Adams, like if you go to centers in the league, what's Steven Adams? 15th?
Oh gosh, if that at this point.
Yeah. So why does that work? And is it because I don't know the answer. I really think it's a fascinating. John Morant's the best player. I got that. But why does it work for Memphis to be a 2 seed last year? Maybe tracking that again this year. Are they that much better? Obviously, record-wise, they are. But roster construction, do you look at that and go, that roster is 20? What do they win? 50? They're 25 games better than the Kings?
Yeah.
Factually, they were. But as the roster, you look at that and you go, you pair them up, you're at the park, you're looking like, I don't know. They might be pretty even here.
Desmond Bane, by the way, just for fun, was acquired in a 3-team trade. He was actually drafted number 30 in the first round by the Boston Celtics. And the Grizzlies acquired Bane and Mario Hezonja. Remember, we really wanted Mario Hezonja here. Memphis traded 2 future second-rounders to Boston and cash considerations to Portland, and the Celtics sent Cantor to the Trailblazers. Little tiny moves like that, and Bane goes off for 31 last night.
Right. It was great last night.
It was great last night. And you know what? He's young. He's 24 years old. He won't be 25 until June. And he's averaging over 20 points a game. It's these little moves. Now, there's the micro and the macro we always talk about. The macro is the one people don't ever want to hear because I can't base it in fact. But I told you this the other day. Sometimes I allow myself to daydream, and I think about like, well, what if the Kings had, how many times do we see like, oh, we drafted this guy and he was great and then he didn't work out? No, Memphis got this guy and he was the end of the first round. He, that was, I think, 2 spots higher than Scalabrine was drafted. How many late round flyers have we taken? But what if it's not that? What if you took that Grizzlies roster and brought them over here?
Right.
And it just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
Same players.
That's what makes you wonder. Like, so Jake LaRavia, who's playing last night, David Roddy, Aldim, like that group's here, and you go, what is this team?
Right. Who are they?
Yeah, but for whatever reason, it
works over there. Tyus Jones, 14-5.
Yeah, he's a nice point guard.
He is a nice point guard. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the bench guys. And I think what it comes down to is this. Again, you can't put your finger on it logically. I can't back this up with pure stats. But I think I can back this up with something I hate, which is the eye test. I will take you back, as we always do, but for different reasons this time. I'll take you back 20 years. Okay. Vernon Maxwell, John Barry, Scott Pollard, Bobby Jackson, Jim Jackson. it seemed like every player that came here somehow resurrected their career. Jerome James even made a ton of money in Seattle off of us. Well, it was still Sacramento. It was still the Kings franchise, which you may remember sucked for the most part before that. So what was the difference? They had a coach. They had a culture. They had ownership from the top down. Players came here, and they extracted the best out of them. We don't have that, which is why I firmly believe if you took a team, I don't know that because they've played together for so long and they know that, but if you took all that entire Grizzly roster and traded it straight across for the Kings roster, but kept the coaches and everything the same, the Kings roster is going to win more games in Memphis, and the Memphis roster is going to win less games here, simply because that's how culture works. When you wake up, it's those days in the gym. It's those days at practice. Yeah. It's the communication when people aren't looking.
And is it the chicken or the egg? Like, a lot of times I think culture gets confused with winning. But, like, do you have to win to have culture? Can you be a losing team and have culture?
Can you be a losing team and have culture?
I mean, and not like, oh, yeah, you're losing. That's your culture.
I think you can be a win.
Can you have a good culture and not win?
I don't know about that. That's a longer discussion. Yeah. But I do think you can be a winning team with a bad culture.
I agree with that.
We've seen that many times.
Players can hate each other, hate the coach.
The 2000s Lakers.
They were just gifted.
We'll take a break. Kevin says the Grizzlies didn't have a winning culture till last year. I disagree.
They reinvented themselves. They were grit and grind, and now they're a different team.
That's absolutely correct, and that's under a change in ownership, too, when Robert Parra took over. We'll take a break. Listen, we've got some over-unders to get to as well, some NFL dinosaurs maybe going extinct, and, of course, Halloween candy. 3 for Madness next.
The place to tell you if the 49ers are contenders or pretenders.
It's a pretty big deal. I've been a fan of the 49ers since, 84.
Your home for 49ers news and talk. Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
It's Carmichael Day for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at RefinanceWithShelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about $80,000. You get $45,000 down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to RefinanceWithShelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
All right, we've got Dave Richard coming up in about 13 minutes. He's going to lock in your fantasy football. Domas Sabonis, we talked to him yesterday. We're going to re-rack some of that at 7:44.
From the ice bath.
From the ice bath with Davion Mitchell and Alex Len. 8 o'clock, Greg Papa. 8:27, Michelle Dapper, and Friday Fun and Games. We have a packed show. Guys, I thought of something during the break.
What did you think?
We were talking about culture, and it reminded me of a question somebody asked me 2 weeks ago about, what's the Kings' identity? Here's the thing. Fade that down for a quick second, would you? Because I think this is important to understand. The Kings have one of the most defined cultures in sports.
It's not a good one.
It's failure. I'm not trying to be an ass. That's what their culture is. It's failing. It's the punchline. It's Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football. That is they are the Sacramento Kings are the dynasty of failure when it comes to North American sports. They are a failure dynasty. More than the Spurs with winning, more than the Lakers were. They are a failure dynasty. They are whatever the equivalent of Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan and David Robinson are to winning. That's what the Kings are to losing.
I mean, they did go to the conference finals in 02 and 81.
The Spurs missed the playoffs to be able to draft Tim Duncan. If things happen.
And we missed the playoffs to be able to draft Yorgos Papagiannis.
That's what we fail against all odds.
I think we get caught up, too, in these key buzzwords, right? Culture, identity.
Yeah.
Like just as a quick, you saw him once last night. What's Memphis's identity? Like, what would we say?
I mean, I would say I always associate grit and grind with them.
Right.
But I will tell you this. Those guys love each other.
Okay.
They get along.
Yeah.
They have fun. Pre-game, they were dancing and having fun with each other. They've got all kinds of 12-step hand. We need more 12-step handshakes.
That's a good idea.
All
That's
right.
it.
3 for Madness.
We
Music
cracked the
back.
code.
Question un.
Hey, speaking of the Sacramento and their Kings, what number will be higher this weekend? The Kings' total points versus the Miami Heat, or Christian McCaffrey's total yards in rushing and receiving?
I'm going to go McCaffrey.
Yeah, because the Kings are 110-ish in that range?
I would say 97 to 110 is the range.
Okay.
McCaffrey might actually rush just more.
Yeah.
The playbook's unlocked. It's open. You've seen all of it.
Kyle only showed him
the pamphlet.
Yeah, he got the table of contents and the appendix.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he gets it all.
But the book is so large.
It is. It's a large.
Would you read the playbook?
No, but
hey, wait, how many pages? Do you have a shorter version?
Well, here's what
happened. An audio book.
I didn't want to share this, but I was talking to Matt Barrows off air. I don't think I'll have a problem with me sharing it. But Kyle Shanahan was actually carrying the playbook. And you know how he only showed Christian a little bit of it. And you're right. It is massive. And at one point in the locker room, Christian McCaffrey, apparently in front of Matt Barrows, says, "What is the deal with that huge playbook?" And Kyle said, "I tell you, but it's a long story."
Oh, wow. I got it. Yep.
And then,
yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Christian McCaffrey.
Me too.
I want to throw the show away.
Number 2. That's what it is.
Question
What's
2.
our culture?
Let's just not even go there. Are you enjoying seeing Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady both on 3-game losing streaks?
Kind of.
See, this is weird.
But why?
I'm not.
You're not?
I like greatness. And I like great old players. I feel bad for them. It's like
you feel bad for them?
Have you
no,
ever,
you don't.
Let me ask you a question. Both of you guys. Have you ever seen an old person fall?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how there's a party that's split? On one hand, people falling is funny.
Yeah.
You fell stupid. But then on the other, you're old. But then that's quickly drawn aside by your humanity. You're like, oh,
are you
it
okay?
depends on the person.
But then when you know they're okay, then do you laugh again?
Well, it depends. If Hitler tripped and fell or something.
That's what I mean. It depends on the person.
I'd be like, I hope you die. But if it's a normal person, a normal old person.
Yeah.
But these aren't normal old people.
No, these guys have everything. Everything.
They do.
Now, there was I think Tom Brady's story was charming when he was the 6th pick, 6th round.
Yeah.
Little guy that, come on.
Well, is that over now?
Yeah, I think. Now, I don't know him obviously at all.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see anybody go through a divorce. That's sad. But his football life is really charming.
Do you think in the end Tom Brady comes out of nowhere and wins the divorce?
How?
He
yells at the lawyers in the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. He's just getting
throws an iPad at them.
You gotta want it. Yeah, listen, I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm not oh, poor.
Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is out here on Pat McAfee's show, just airing out dirty laundry,
blaming everyone.
I know
he
is. He's like a football soda Popinski with the mullet and whatever he's got. He did.
He's really turned into the worst.
He kind of has. Aaron Rodgers is like the Bono of Greaseballs now, and he just puts out that vibe of
and throwing Russell Wilson. We got 3 legends all just
right.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the question again.
Okay.
Are you enjoying seeing Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady both on 3-game losing streaks and Russell Wilson doing
plane exercise,
calf raises on the plane?
Dave's not enjoying it enough. I'm trying to get him to enjoy it.
The Russell Wilson.
Russell's such a good guy. What's he do?
Okay, here's
What's he do?
I need more detail on the calf raises on the plane because the way it's
you do.
Here's why, because the way it's being portrayed is everyone was sleeping on this long flight, and Russ is in there
yes, that's his portrayal though.
But
Heine's.
But hold on, Heine's. But was he in the was he in the way
he's
back
in the
of the
aisleways
plane
for sure.
while everyone was sleeping?
Tight
Being
quarters.
super quiet about it. Can someone get to the bottom of this stuff? Speaking of Heine's, number 3.
Question 3.
All right, best and worst Halloween candy, and why do I feel like your answer is going to suck?
Wow.
The worst Halloween
Every
candy.
answer sucked already this morning.
Okay. There's a number of. So, like, I don't know what it is, but whatever the candies are that are wrapped in, like, the brown wax paper that have no writing on them.
So nondescript. What's the flavor?
It's sadness. It's just terrible.
Okay, that's good.
It's like here we go.
Thanks for the sadness.
I don't like Bita honey.
Really?
It's just too. I don't. Yeah, I'll tell you what I don't like. Milk duds can go straight to heck.
Because they get too sticky to the teeth.
Yeah. It's just you just the whole time.
Sugar.
It just sucks. Like
Wow,
candy coated
I did not
shell's
expect
fine.
milk duds.
Yeah, milk duds can eat one. I mean, Junior Mints are okay, but they screw up all the rest of the candy. Like, you have to eat them.
You're just going with okay on Junior Mints?
Junior Mints by themselves, if that's all you have, it's a fine candy. I'm fine. I'm good with Junior. I really am. I enjoy Junior Mints. But it's like anything after that's like brushing your teeth and then you know what I'm saying?
Orange juice or something, yeah.
Best Halloween candy. Love me some. Reese's are the king to me. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Minis or full size?
Yes.
Okay.
I would dive in and skinny dip in a sea of Reese's. No problem.
Do you like Reese's Pieces?
I do love Reese's Pieces, but not as much as cups.
Okay.
And I would say peanut M&Ms. I'm a sucker for those.
Yeah, great call on the M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms, fantastic.
Yeah, you?
I'm not a big fan of the like sour or tart, sweet tart, or what's the powder?
Smarties.
Yeah, Smarties
I mean,
are stupid.
will I eat them? Have I had them? Sure, it's sugar. What's the one? The Neckos?
Necco wafers?
Yeah,
those are dumb.
Circus peanuts.
And there's like Necco wafer truthers out there too. You guys can keep your texts to yourselves.
Jay, what do you say?
I was going to say Smarties for the worst one. I think it's just the most generic, like, oh, we have a bag of candy at our house. Give someone a Smartie. Like, nobody wants a freaking Smartie. Like, nobody is going trick-or-treating like, oh, Smarties. I can't wait to stack up on those. Like, who does that? Literally no kid ever. I'm with Dave. I'm a big Reese's guy. Love peanut butter cups. Love Reese's Pieces. Love peanut M&Ms. Yes. I also really love peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah, those are good.
Oh, those are fantastic. Yeah. They can relax with the mint and like the coconut.
No, screw all that. Peanut butter M&Ms, great. And finally, I am a bit of a 90s nostalgia guy. I like Butterfingers still.
Oh, hey.
What's that about 90s?
Butterfingers were really 90s? In the 90s.
I didn't know. Was that a thing?
I didn't know either.
Dude, Butterfinger commercials were everywhere. Now, like, Butterfingers it's still there.
The little snack size ones.
Oh, the Butterfinger BBs?
Yeah. I will say the one thing about Smarties. I'm with you on all this. I know we got to go. This is important. One thing I used to do as a kid is like, you get all the Smarties. I'd put them all in a pile. Like, I'd put them all in a pile.
Load a BB gun up with
them. No. And I would pick up the entire pile and I would put every Smartie in my mouth and just eat them that way. It's actually kind of fun. Just a chipmunk face full of Smartie.
Like when you do that with Skittles and get a Skittles blob.
Yeah, you just get a big gum of Skittles going.
I feel like that just ruin your teeth.
Well, it's candy.
Hi. Yeah. Thanks. We'll take a break.
Any dentist out there, Scott Marsh at Bonneville.com will take your calls for a sponsorship.
Get your fantasy football teams locked together. We'll ask Dave Richard what his candy is. CBS Sports next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people that play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf.
It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa.
Every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility, and Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. And Safe Credit Union. Let us put you first.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit gainswavecalgary.ca.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblett of Hoblett Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Ram Power Days?
There's a reason we're California's #1 Ram truck dealer. You won't find a better selection of heavy-duty trucks in Northern California. Plus, right now, save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Ram 2500 Laramie Crew cabs. Not $5,000 over MSRP, it's $5,000 off.
Okay, but what about those tradesman Rams that are the perfect work truck?
We have those on sale, too, with up to $3,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 2500 Tradesman Crew cabs. Plus, we worked a deal to get extra heavy duty so you can get the work truck you need today instead of waiting until 2023 for it to show up.
Thanks, Chad. Stop by for a test drive today and see what it's like to drive a truck that gets up to 32 miles a gallon with Ram Eco Diesel. Plus, with Hoblett's true pricing, there's no reason to wait. Stop by the Hoblett Ram Truck Center today or search Select and Save at HoblettDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
$5,000 total net savings and $3,000 total net savings after dealer discount. 10 at each net savings. Highway MPG estimates according to U.S. EPA estimates. See dealer for details.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men.
Sactown Sports Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings remain winless as they fell to the Memphis Grizzlies at home last night.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for three. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
In his first career NBA start, rookie forward Keegan Murray finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds on 46% shooting. The Kings will look to get in the win column for the first time this season tomorrow against the Heat. Coverage begins at 1:30 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Tampa Bay Bucks continue their downward slide, falling to the Ravens 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers lost for the 5th time in their last 6 games, bringing their record to 3-5. Tom Brady has never started a season 3-5 in his 23-year career. The 49ers head to LA this Sunday to take on the Rams. Newly acquired running back Christian McCaffrey is expected to see a much bigger workload this week, and 49ers legend Steve Young explains why the team traded for him.
You can put people in a bind every play if everybody is on the same page. And so that's, I think, why they paid them the price that they did, is because you can start to abuse people with the people you're throwing at them.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Fantasy Friday, fool!
It's time for fantasy football.
Are you kidding me?
It's time for fantasy football.
These are fantasy football cheat code.
It's time to set your lineups with CBS Sports' Dave Richard.
I absolutely love that intro.
Isn't that great?
Joining us right now from CBS Sports, he's lovely, he's talented, he's David Richard. Good morning, buddy.
It's time for fantasy football. Yeah. I love it. I got my own theme song on the show and everything. Dave, how are you? Dave, I'm sorry about last week. I didn't let you know that I wasn't going to make it, and I didn't know I wasn't going to make it until it actually happened. I usually are cool about this kind of stuff, but it's still a jerk move that I made, and I'm sorry. And if I were there, I would hug you, and then maybe caress the back of your head a little bit, you know.
All right, we're talking.
And then, you know, the hug is still going on.
Yeah.
All right, now it's done.
But is it okay, right before it got uncomfortable?
Yeah. Or just slightly.
Yes.
Is there eye contact after the hug? Or do we just kind of both look away?
I think we look away.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You know what? You can flake on us anytime you want, Dave. That's how much we love you. We could never say an unkind word about you. Life happens. Things get in the way. Let me ask you this before we get to fantasy football. We were having this discussion, of course, our last conversation before Halloween. Do you have a favorite and a most hated Halloween candy?
My most hated Halloween candy that I've ever gotten, or just in general?
In general.
In general, I'm not a big fan of Milk Duds or Laffy Taffy.
Hey,
okay.
That's my one of my first picks was Milk Duds. I agree with you.
Yeah, they're terrible. Big fan of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Big fan of 100 Grand bars.
Oh.
Big fan. Oh, I always love going to the house that gives away bone-in ribeye steaks. I'm happy to go there and get those in my bag.
It's a big tomahawk.
So many times that happens. That's amazing.
We both said Milk Duds, and we both said the peanut butter cups.
Yeah, I think you guys need to hug longer.
I think we kind of merged DNA. All right, this is a kid show.
Yes.
Hey, there's different things going on around the National Football League. I guess we can start with this. As we get through the year, Dave, as you know better than anyone, there are certain values that emerge, whether it's a running back in Seattle, whether it's a temporary running back situation in Indianapolis. What are you keeping your eye on right now?
I need to see some better quarterback play across the league. One of the biggest problems that we've got right now is that there aren't enough great quarterbacks to go around in fantasy. And goodness, Dave, for the last 6 years, it's been you can wait on a quarterback on draft day because there's always going to be somebody who can get you around 20 fantasy points per game. But I think that's going by the wayside a little bit because there just aren't enough quarterbacks that you look at and you go, slam dunk must start, no doubt about it. We were getting questions yesterday before the Thursday night game, not just about Brady, but about Lamar Jackson too, and whether or not he was a safe start. Literally people asking us, Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, who do you like? Tom Brady or Kirk Cousins, who do you like? And so people are a little jittery right now with the quarterback position, and I don't blame them for it. There's been a lot of up and down, a lot of uncertainty, and frankly, there's been a lot of running. And I think that's been the league-wide trend this year is that defenses, it's almost like all the defensive coordinators got together and they said, all right, we're going to play more zone coverage this year to force teams to run. And the teams that don't have a good running back, they're panicking. That's honestly, Tampa Bay is one of those teams. I know they have Leonard Fournette. He's not getting the job done. But other teams like Seattle, for example, they've got Kenneth Walker. They had Penny before him. They're doing a great job running the football, and they're happy to keep doing it. The Giants are winning because of Saquon Barkley running the football. And teams like the Bengals, well, the Bengals before they lost Jamar Chase, and the Chiefs, they've been able to beat that type of zone coverage with their pass catchers more so than their running backs. But I bet they'll eventually start to lean on their run game a little bit more as the season gets older. So I think that's really been the most problematic position, and fantasy managers need to do a really good job of making sure they're starting the quarterback they're most comfortable with from week to week. But the guys that drafted Mahomes and Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, I think Lamar Jackson belongs on that list too. I think you're feeling pretty good. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, kind of sticking with that, Dave, on that quarterback position. In the game and certainly in fantasy, they've been as reliable as anybody for years, and that's been Russell Wilson, and that's been Tom Brady, as you brought up. Aaron Rodgers, two-time MVP here the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
what should you do with those guys going forward? Because career says no worries, but now we're into week 8, and it's a worry. What do you do if you have any of those guys?
The problem with thinking about their whole careers is that you don't get any of the fantasy points that they scored before this season or before this week. So you can't rely on that and say, well, Russell Wilson's been great in the past. He looks terrible now. He looks jittery in the pocket. He misses open receivers. He doesn't even throw to him, holds the ball too long. He gets sacked a lot. I don't think he trusts his offensive line. And now you can tack on this leg injury that he's got. That might keep him from running the ball very much. So I think if you've got Russell Wilson, I think you got to start somebody else. I don't think you can look at him and say, okay, surefire slam dunk fantasy quarterback. I like Geno Smith better than Russell Wilson, and it's been that way for the past couple of weeks. Tom Brady's a little bit of a different story because he's throwing the ball so much, but last night he looked terrible. He should have been picked off at least 3 times against the Ravens, missed a bunch of open receivers. I don't know if the arm velocity is still as good as it once was. He also missed open receivers in the end zone, just didn't see them, didn't fire the ball at them, held the ball too long. He doesn't seem comfortable with his offensive line. I think Rodgers is a little bit different. He's missed some throws too, but I think that he's still got that gunslinger mentality and maybe a little bit more fearless than Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. His problem is that his receiving core is absolutely terrible. He can't trust Romeo Doubs anymore. Allen Lazard was his guy. He's hurt. He's going to miss this week. And so what's he got left to throw to? It's Sammy Watkins. It's Robert Tonyan at tight end. He's going to get Christian Watson back. That's been his rookie wide receiver. If there was ever a receiver to stash, that's it, guys. He's available in over 80% of CBS Sports leagues. Expected to come back, tall, fast, has potential. He's just got to hold on to the football. But that's been a problem for pretty much everybody that Aaron Rodgers has been throwing to. So not that you can start Rodgers this week against Buffalo, but he's the one that I think has maybe the best chance to rebound from the quarterbacks that we're talking about.
That's Dave Richard of CBS Sports. This is a rough week for a lot of folks, and I put myself in there, that have been very much enjoying, for the most part, the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce combo. Now, we've talked about this philosophy before, Dave. I tend to, if I can, if it's between two folks and I see that I have bye weeks stacking up, I generally will try to get all my bye weeks in the same week if I can, or at least a lot of them. But not everybody does that. So for those scrambling, you already mentioned Geno Smith, but I imagine he's been picked up a bit.
Yeah, he's going to be rostered in a bunch of leagues.
Yeah. So where do you, if you're having issues with Mahomes and Kelce being out, anyone jump out to you?
The first tight end that I would tell you to go look up is Irv Smith, because he's got a great matchup and should be able to score for the Vikings. You're starting because of the matchup. It's not so much anything that he does, although he does have 4 catches in each of his past 2 games. But he's someone that I like. And David Njoku is not expected to suit up for the Browns, and Harrison Bryant is their next tight end up. You're starting another stat with him, although he is a big dude, great catch radius, kind of a country strong type of kid. But Jacoby Brissett throws to his tight ends at the 3rd highest rate of anybody in football. And Mahomes is up there, and Lamar Jackson's up there, because look who their tight ends are. So I think that's more of a philosophical thing, more so than David Njoku's the 3rd best tight end in football. And of course he's going to get targets. I don't think it's like that at all. So I kind of like Harrison Bryant. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Hayden Hurst. Hurst is going to see more targets in Cincinnati with Jamar Chase on the shelf for the next 4 games. And I think that he's got a shot to be more than just your typical touchdown or bust type of tight end. I think he could see as many as 6 or 7 targets in a game, catch 4 or 5 passes, be good for 50 yards, and then still be able to come through for a touchdown maybe every other week while Jamar Chase is out.
Dave Richard with us. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Dave, if we look at an important game in the NFC West, it's the Niners and the Rams, but on the fantasy implications, who are the best plays fantasy-wise from that game?
You might have heard about a trade the Niners made where they got Christian McCaffrey. I love
Playbook's
him.
open.
I think you got to go with him. I think if Deebo Samuel is out, and maybe even if Deebo Samuel plays, Brandon Ayuk has been getting targets the last couple of weeks. Some of it has to do with the fact that the Niners have been playing from behind. I don't think they're going to necessarily play from behind in this game, but I think they're going to have a hard time traditionally running the football against the Rams. So Garoppolo is going to have to put it in the air a little bit more. Those little short slants that you see Brandon Ayuk make, he could always take one of the house. The Rams' pass defense has been a disappointment this year. Kittle is a must play. And I think if Deebo plays, you maybe lower expectations a little bit, but I think you've got to get him in your lineup. For the Rams, there's 2 guys. It's Cooper Kupp. Everybody knows to start him. And Tyler Higbee, who's got a pretty good track record against the 49ers. That's a guy that I bet the Niners defense would be happy to see get 10 targets in the game. He got more than that earlier in the season. It was week 4. He had a ton of targets, had 10 catches for 70 yards. He could end up having a game like that. And he scored 3 touchdowns in his prior 2 games against the 49ers. So you know that he's got that type of potential as well.
Last thing for you, since we already hugged, let us know where we can see you and hear you.
I'm happy to give a virtual hug to everybody
who
watches me on Fantasy Football Today, live 9 a.m. Cali time on CBSSportsHQ.com. That's the 24/7 streaming home of CBS Sports. News, highlights, smart analysis. You won't be a dumb fan if you turn on CBS Sports HQ. And how do you turn it on? Any device that's got Wi-Fi and a screen, it's free. You just go to CBSSportsHQ.com. Boom, you're watching it, or you download the free CBS Sports app.
I got to go. Please be honest. 1-word answer if you can. I'm 1 game behind Phil in my league.
Mm-hmm.
He's in first place. You been emailing you, dude?
No.
Okay. You wouldn't lie to me, right?
No.
Okay. I will be watching you, as I know Phil Oates and many others will as well, because you are very smart, and we love you very much. Thank you, and we will see you next Friday.
Jason, Dave, Phil, good talking to you.
That's Dave Richard of CBS Sports. Yeah, I believe him. But it's just kind of funny how Phil's in first place. All of a sudden. Well, listen. Fall's here. I'm so happy I can say that. I truly, I know we're not going to have any more 100-degree days until May. And yeah, I know I'm not jinxing it. It's not happening. As a matter of fact, looking ahead to the weather, we got a 30% or chance of rain next Tuesday, Wednesday. Got lows in the low 40s, even a 40-degree low next Thursday with a high of 62 and cloudy. Oh, that's fall weather, baby. Let American Energy make sure that you are nice and toasty as that heater gets a little break in. Now, listen, it's a $49 AC or furnace 30-point tune-up. I got it done. Get it done because it helped me fly through summer with that air conditioner. It was a doozy. Well, winter won't be a doozy, but you're going to need that heater. Make sure you and your family are ready for the changing weather. It's also a safety thing. Get those ducts checked and all that. Not ducts, but ducts. Well, American Energy, 1981 is when they got started. Been serving the Sacramento area since. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them, 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyEar.com. I said that weird, so it sounds like I said ear. That's not what I meant. American Energy Air, AIR, AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We had a chance to have a afternoon. Jason and I came back because it's about us. And even though we recorded it before the Memphis game, we had fun visiting with him about, well, honest to God, taking a bath with Alex Len and Davion Mitchell while we were on the phone with him. That's not a lie. We'll give it to you next.
Log on to Sactown Sports' YouTube channel following every Kings game this season for the Sactown Sports Kings Recap. Carmichael Dave, Nick Cattles, Rami Makloff, and Chris Watkins interact with you directly after every Kings game all season long. Subscribe now and get notifications by searching for Sactown Sports on YouTube.
Kings get the victory, and the celebration continues
on Sactown Sports,
the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings.
It's true, the best new cars make the best used cars. That's why you'll always find a great selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Trade up to a car you'll love. We have a great selection of one-owner, low-mile vehicles you can drive home today. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Sore feet, aching back, even plantar fasciitis? Come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Got a take?
Make sure it's a hot one.
Take a shot right now. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports, 1140.
All right, joining us right now ahead of their matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies It's the first time we've talked to him on the air, and we're so happy to be able to do just that. The one, the only, Domantas Sabonis, or should we call you Domas Sub-Zero, because we understand you're in an ice bath right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah. How do you guys know that?
We have spies. No big deal. We have cameras. How is that like you're in a big giant thing with ice and water? How do you even handle that?
It's just really cold water. I'm here with Davion, Alex, KZ. You want to say hi, Davion? Come on, man. Don't be shy. All right.
Is a party in the tub?
Yeah. We had a long one today.
Are you all in the same ice bath, or do you get your own ice baths?
Same ice bath. It's big enough. I think it fits like 15 people.
Whoa. Okay, so last question for me on this. Do the Kings give you any sort of team issue rubber ducky or bath toys?
No. We don't get none of that.
So has this been a pregame ritual for you? Is this a normal routine?
Yeah, usually just taking care of the body. A lot of guys do it after practice.
So I want to ask you, everybody, I'm sure I've seen some of your media availabilities are like, hey, Domas, what's with the slow start? I actually thought you were pretty darn good in the last game in 3 quarters. I think it was, 19-11. Is there anything specifically you can point to that you haven't liked about your game, or is this just, veteran getting into the season?
No, we're trying to win, so we're just out there trying to do our jobs. Some nights it's going to go your way, some nights it's not. And then at the end of the day, the goal is to get a win. So we're just trying to do everything. Coach is putting us in all these positions, and we're just trying to go out there and fill it out, and do it. So
is there anything, new coach, newer system, is there anything they're asking you to do so far that's an adjustment? And if so, what's been the biggest adjustment for you?
For sure. I think every time there's a new coach, there's a whole new system that you just have to get used to. Sometimes it might take a bit longer to figure out for the whole team, especially. And the system is a bit different. Everyone's getting used to it, and we're just trying to get into our rhythm as soon as possible because the season's already here.
Offensively, it sure looks like there's a lot more, how do I say it, maybe read and react as opposed to running sets. That, to me, seems like that fits you pretty well. How do you feel like the offense fits your game personally?
I think they have done a good job of putting the bigs in situations where we can play make, and just be aggressive from there, But, yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. We're just trying to get a feel of it. In the game, sometimes it's different. Teams speed us up or are pressuring us. So we just got to figure out a way to play on both types of defenses.
Domantas Sabonis joining us. De'Aaron talks about cross-matching when it comes to defense. Point guards rarely guard him, and that's going to create mismatches all the way around. Are you comfortable with your defensive position yet? Obviously down low, smashing up against a lot of bigs. Have you found your comfort zone yet?
Yeah, I feel good. It's a position I played my whole career, and I feel confident on the court when I'm in those situations.
As far as your teammates and the way things have gone to start the season, one area that, Dave and I would talk about, it seemed like a preseason issue, and it showed up a little bit so far in the regular season, has been free throw shooting. What are you seeing there, Domas, that's happening kind of collectively as a team that's just not connecting enough?
We just got to figure out a way to make them. We're all great shooters on the team. Everyone can knock down shots. We just got to translate it to game life situations. So the more we can focus on that and really, really focus, because those are winning baskets. At the end of the day, those add up if you miss a lot.
There's a question we go over on the show all the time, and I never know the right answer, and you're a pro. I'm going to ask you, do you have to have excellent individual defenders to be a good team defense, or can team effort and coaching overcome, individual issues on defense?
I think team effort for sure. Not one guy guards the ball, and if everyone's locked in, it can be the worst 5 defenders out there. But if we're all in the right spots, you can't go through us. So I feel like if we can figure out how to be there. We already have great defenders on the team, and on top of that, if we can figure out how to everybody be connected as one, that's going to make it really hard for teams.
And what's the fastest way to get to that mode? Just more reps, more practice, more continuity, more games together?
Just speaking, being vocal, fighting 48 minutes, maybe, need more conditioning or something. So we're at our best for all 48 minutes, and not take positions off.
And one follow-up on that, I know you're not going to talk about the officials per se, but Coach has talked a lot about defending without fouling. Seemingly you guys have been fouling quite a bit. How do you kind of replicate getting that talking, the defense the way you want it, but without fouling?
Just being smart, not sticking our hands in the cookie jar. Obviously some fouls we can't control. The refs are going to be the refs, but there are obviously a few percentage where there are things that we can control.
Do you practice shower and then ice bath, or do you practice ice bath and shower? I'm kind of obsessed with this now.
What do you mean?
Well, do you hit the hot shower before the ice bath or after the ice bath?
Oh, after the ice bath shower.
Okay, so
I was in here all sweaty after practice. The shower after.
Okay, so the shower after. So I've gone from a spa to a pool before, and that's kind of an extreme. Doesn't that kind of get all tingle? I mean, does it hurt? That's a big difference of extreme temperatures.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point, we're all used to it.
Do you do that post?
For me personally, it's harder to get into a hot tub than ice bath at this point.
Wow. Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
You just get used to. Do you get numb?
Yeah. After a couple of minutes, you get numb. You don't really feel it, and then you can stay as long as you want.
Have you ever done the, I forget what, cryotherapy, right, where you walk into the thing and it's like 1,000 degrees below zero, and you stay in there for like 3 minutes? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Do you prefer the ice bath?
I prefer the ice bath because you feel it. I don't know. There's something, I need to feel it and see the outcome. It's cold there, it's 3 minutes, but it's not the same. Right. Maybe I'm old school.
Do you do this after a game as well?
After game day, yeah. Yeah,
wow.
Game day too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. Well, listen, we know you've got stuff to do. We have to ask you about the Halloween party. We love the costume, and beyond the seriousness of team bonding and togetherness and all that, like, really, do you change costumes every year? Do you put some thought into it? Does somebody buy them for you? Because we thought you guys are very creative.
Yeah, every year you try something else for sure. And this year it was more of a day before, kind of go to Park City and grab a costume, see which one fits you. But for some reason, I thought Halloween, on 30th, 31st, and I completely forgot it was 5 days earlier, so I had to do a last second shopping.
So who had the best costume,
in your opinion?
I really like Kev. It was really funny seeing him at the party with that alien costume.
Listen, bottom line is this. I know y'all wanted to dress up as a victory, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like there's any panic at all with you guys.
No, we know every game we were in the game, we had a chance to win it, so that's the most important. We know a couple of games we weren't our best, and that's good. We still have that confidence in us that we're still a really good team, and we just got to put a whole 48 minutes together. It'd be different if we tried really hard and they just blew us out. So spirits are still high. Everyone's happy. Locker room's great. So we just got to get on that win column and break through.
And you got a little taste of it, but I'll bet you can't wait to hear that home crowd with you guys walking off the floor after a win.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the most. You just want to do it for the fans.
Go awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the ice bath. They really should give you guys rubber duckies or rubber slamsons or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You take care. Be safe out there. Have a great night tonight.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Well, that was before yesterday's game, to be clear. That's just when we had an opportunity to talk to him. So had a little bit of fun. But also, Jason, in the midst of the ice baths with teammates and the rubber duckies that don't exist, the one thing he said that really stuck out to me was when he said you could have the worst I'm paraphrasing, you have the worst defenders out there, but if they're communicating, if they're in the right spots, you're going to have a good team defense. So that tells me they're not communicating and they're not in
enough.
The right spots.
Right. Not enough.
That is either on Coach Brown and that staff, on the players for not listening to Coach Brown and the staff. I'll give a little bit that they're still breaking in, but I mean, how long does that take?
Right. Yeah, there was a couple plays that especially one of the advantages I would say of sitting up where we do for the broadcast.
Yeah.
Is you can see plays develop a little bit more. Now I prefer to be down low. You just feel the game and you hear it a lot more. But there was a couple sequences I remember specifically, Dave, where they were rotating, but it's like they were always one pass behind. Like you could just see the talk. Okay, no, that's you. Close out over here, move it one more. Then, oh, no, you got to go there. And it just felt like Memphis was one step ahead. But that you can't have that. You got to figure it out.
Greg Papa joins us next. The guest parade rolls on. I see Simone in the other room doing her Friday Fun and Games warm-ups, calisthenics. I don't think there will be an ice bath. I hope not. Those things are rough, but we'll get to Greg Papa next.
From the draft to free agency to the summer league
to the games that matter the most.
It's good, and it's pandemonium at Golden One Center.
When it comes to the Kings, nobody has you covered like Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Are we in the clear? Recession worries over. U.S. GDP rose 2.6% in the third quarter, slightly higher than the Dow Jones estimate of 2.3%. With a slightly growing economy and strong jobs market, it should be smooth sailing from here on out, right? Not so fast. Several tech giants posted dismal quarterly results with worse forward-looking guidance, with a mixed bag of earnings and some companies hitting new highs while others hit new lows. The Federal Reserve is doing its best to stall the economy to combat inflation, but they may not have the tools in their toolbox to fight what's driving increased costs and low supplies. While we may not be in a recession, avoiding one may look less likely. A nice surprise in the numbers was the GDP price index that came in at 4.1% versus the 5.3% expectation. Has inflation peaked? The hope is that a strong labor market will be enough to stoke future consumer spending while not making inflation worse by driving up the cost of labor. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Your back-to-back Big Sky champion Sacramento State Hornets are back in action at home this Saturday, October 29th, against the Idaho Vandals. It's homecoming, so arrive early for the homecoming festivities and the tailgate. Plus, post-game fireworks will light up the sky. Don't miss the excitement of Sacramento State football this season as your Hornets aim for another Big Sky championship. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now at hornetsports.com. Stingers up.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
It's Carmichael Dave for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at RefinanceWithShelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about $80,000. You get $45,000 down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to RefinanceWithShelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
Check out nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus Idaho. 6 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
1, 2, 3. KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings remain winless as they fell to the Memphis Grizzlies at home last night.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for three. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
In his first career NBA start, rookie forward Keegan Murray finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds on 46% shooting. The Kings will look to get in the win column for the first time this season tomorrow against the Heat. Coverage begins at 1:30 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Tampa Bay Bucks continue their downward slide, falling to the Ravens 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers lost for the 5th time in their last 6 games, bringing their record to 3-5. Tom Brady has never started a season 3-5 in his 23-year career. The 49ers head to LA this Sunday to take on the Rams. Newly acquired running back Christian McCaffrey is expected to see a much bigger workload this week, and 49ers legend Steve Young explains why the team traded for him.
You can put people in a bind every play if everybody is on the same page. And so that's, I think, why they paid them the price that they did, is because you can start to abuse people with the people you're throwing at them.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
His voice is synonymous with Bay Area sports.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Here's the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, Greg Papa.
Oh, you always know. Listen, I understand the weekend's coming. We got football. We got a Kings game tomorrow night. Okay. We got football, things that are positive. The weekend, Halloween's coming up, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if that's part of the reason we love talking to Greg Papa so much, or if Greg Papa is just really the official kickoff.
Yeah, he gets our weekend started.
He absolutely does. He joins us right now. Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Don't be picking on Mike Brown now. He's our friend. He may ride in a Harley on you guys. I know, a little bit of a slow start. You almost got the game against the Warriors on Sunday, though. I was impressed.
They took their foot off the gas.
Comeback.
They took their foot
The
off.
Warriors did?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. What, are you missing their last 12 shots?
Yeah.
Taking their foot off the gas?
Yeah. The big headline this week is that Kyle Shanahan opened up the whole playbook for Christian McCaffrey. I thought that was a funny headline because imagine he just showed him the table of contents last week and the first page and held it from him. But it is to you is how big of a difference will that make against these Rams in your opinion?
Well, he's a dynamic player. I mean, they gave up quite a bit in draft capital to get him. Last week, I spoke to Kyle yesterday. Kyle did not anticipate playing him at all. When they made the trade, it went down to about 8 o'clock on Thursday night last week, and Kyle was working on red zone. He didn't even, talk to Christian until he was done at about 9 o'clock. And he said, John Lynch said, would you play him on Sunday? And he said, no, he's going to get here tomorrow. I'm not going to, not allow him to practice really and then play. So, but then Christian got on the phone and said, I want to play. I practiced Wednesday and Thursday in Carolina. It's like a road game. I'm just getting on an airplane on Friday, and I'm going to play. So they gave him a menu of plays. They gave it to him on Thursday right away, and then he didn't do much Friday. Saturday, he went through the walkthrough, and he looked fine at the walkthrough, and they actually gave him more on game day. They kind of improvised some plays. But now, I don't know if they'll start the game. You could see Jeff Wilson Jr. and Christian together in what they call a rocket formation, where you have two halfbacks in the game simultaneously. I think you'll see that quite a bit with one of the guys playing up at fullback, probably Wilson. But he's going to play. I mean, in Carolina, he played 85% of the snaps. He's well-conditioned. He doesn't have any injury. He has more. It's just the personnel. Last week, what did he get, 22 snaps? None were on third down. Kyle was not comfortable, just in case Jimmy had to check to a certain protection, that he would just get the terminology. He just may not know it. So that was the one thing. They didn't want to play him on third down, but he's playing on third down. This guy's a 3-down, a 4-down back. So I think it'll be like the Christian McCaffrey that played for Carolina. In fact, his last game as a Panther, October the 16th, was against the Rams. And he had 89 yards receiving and 69 yards rushing, and he had a vicious stiff arm on their linebacker, Ernest Jones, and took one down the sideline for about 50 yards. It's kind of odd just watching, the 49, a new player. I'm watching the Rams defense, and I'm watching Christian McCaffrey snap after snap play against them. It's just odd. There was a situation a couple of years ago with Emmanuel Sanders where he played against Green Bay earlier in the year, but I that was just weird to see McCaffrey against the Rams, and he played a lot. So they just saw the guy, and he's going to play. He's going to play a lot. He's got enough plays now to play the whole game, just about 85 or 90 snaps probably.
Talking with Greg Pop again. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. I agree, Greg. I thought McCaffrey looked great in the reps he got. They did get Bosa back. They did get Williams back last week. But what about some of the other guys that are still banged up? Anybody else coming back, you think, this week for Sunday?
Well, Jason was activated off PUP, physically unable to perform list, and I hate being on that list at my age. I'm never activated off that list. So he may mix in, but he's had 3 ACL tears, 2 on that knee, a ruptured Achilles tendon. He's had terrible injuries. So he's in the mix. I'm not sure if he'll go. I think the big thing is Charvarius Ward looks much better on the practice field this week. He was not himself last week, and he did not practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I keep saying he likes to be known as Mooney Man. But is Mooney playing on Sunday? I haven't seen him all week. He's in the performance staff. He's inside the conditioning room and rehab. And they say he's playing. But then, Saturday at the walkthrough, he got out there, but I thought he hadn't taken any reps all week. And then he didn't look like himself. And Kansas City targeted him. I don't know if they knew he was limited coming back from the injury or that he was a Chief for 4 years, and they know his strengths and they also know his weaknesses. So they went at him. And one of the biggest plays in the game was that 3rd and 11 or 12, Marquez Valdez-Scantling ran right by him on a post route. And I don't know if I think he thought he had help inside, but he was not prepared to run with him. And Valdez-Scantling's one of the fastest players in the NFL. So he did not play well at all. He didn't tackle well. All those jet sweeps, not all of them, but a lot of them were to his side. I think the big thing is that Charvarius Ward is going to be more like himself in this game. He looked like he was moving well. And the Rams are getting Van Jefferson back for this game. They're a great wide receiver. They're their fast guy. They're Valdez-Scantling to go along with Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson and their underrated tight end Tyler Higbee. So I think the big thing is just getting Charvarius Ward back and up to speed where he's playing like himself again.
Greg Papa joining us. Greg, there's a graphic making the rounds. You see this every once in a while. Someone will come up with a stat. Here we go. I think it's Kyle Shanahan when trailing going into the 4th is 1-30 as a head coach of the Niners. When you see stuff like that, listen, 31 games is a rather large sample size. But do you historically, can you read something into that, or is that just a case of a stat being a stat?
Well, that's a stat that is specific to one juncture in the game. How about the New Orleans game when the 49ers were they behind or tied when they ran the 4th and 2 on the outcut to George Kittle and they got down there to kick a field goal? The Rams game, 2019, it was at least tied or not, fell behind. I remember they had to convert a pair of 3rd and 16s. One to Kendrick Bourne, one to Emmanuel Sanders, and Robbie Gould made a field goal at the end. So you're saying the 49ers are incapable of generating offense in the 4th quarter, whether it's a tight game or not. There's also a stat that Sean McVay has lost one game in his career when trailing at halftime. Well, the one game that he lost was January the 9th last year when the 49ers came from 17-0 down and 17-3 down to win that game, and he kind of mismanaged that game. So if you want to tell a story, you could dig up a stat. It is. I'm not saying it's not alarming. I think the bigger issue this year, just overall, has been their lack of offense in the second half of games, specifically the 3rd quarter in games. They do well early in the game with the openers, the scripted plays. But I know Kyle re-script. So to start the game, and Bill Walsh had the script of 15 plays. He's the one that kind of started it in the NFL. Then you rehearse the first 15. Kyle calls them the openers. The 49ers have 24 plays where they do that, and it's 12 runs, 12 passes. And then he calls, they go to Saturday walkthrough, and they run through the plays, and they rehearse them. They know what they all are. And the 49ers, they came out and led this game against the Chiefs 10-0. And then had a field goal later. They were up 13-7. So the first 3 drives, they went field goal, touchdown, field goal. The 49ers, what Kyle likes to do is win the flip of the coin, defer, get the ball to start the second half, and hopefully have the ball at the end of the first half. He calls it lapping the opponents. You get 2 straight possessions. The 49ers historically, Dave, have been really good coming out to start the third quarter. And scoring if they can before half, but they re-script at halftime. And he goes to 8 plays for the second half, 4 runs, 4 passes. And then they have a plan coming out like they do with the openers. They have not been successful on that third quarter script for whatever reason. So look at the numbers in the third quarter. I mean, why are the Warriors the Warriors? Because stuff happens in the third quarter. They strangle you. So I think the fourth quarter is something that's a little misleading because I can recall a number of games where they won in the fourth quarter. But I think the other part of it is where you make your adjustments at halftime. The 49ers are having a bad time this year in the third quarter. They're being outscored decidedly in the third quarter. And overall, they've not been a very good offense in the second half.
Greg, I think traditionally when the Niners have played at SoFi, there's been a ton of San Francisco 49ers fans there. You anticipate more of that on Sunday?
Yeah, I have to get the breakdown. But the one thing is the Rams are cognizant of that, obviously, so they're bracing. January the 9th, and we went there, Jason, for the last game of the year, and the 49ers had to win that game to make the playoffs. It was a sea of red. And I had a lot of Raider games, and we went down to San Diego to play the Chargers, and the Raiders would just take over Mission Valley. It was incredible. You know, even like the new place in Carson, the StubHub Center, I remember Phillip Rivers getting booed when he took the field. It was supposed to be his home stadium, and they had to go to a silent count the whole game. Stafford wasn't booed, but they had to go silent count. So that January 9th game completely helped the 49ers win and get in. The January 30th game, the NFC Championship game, was just 3 weeks later. The Rams and their, Marvin Demoff, their president, their whole bunch there were so cognizant, or Kevin Demoff, Marvin's his dad, the former agent. They just didn't want it to happen. So I think that game was more 50-50, but there was a point in the game. 49ers, led that game, the whole game. It was 17-7 going to the fourth quarter. Cooper Kupp scored in the first play of the fourth quarter to make it tight. Then right around that point, or when the 49ers took the lead, I remember the 49ers had a hard time having the offense function. Kyle Juszczyk, I think, false started. There was a delay of game where they were moving late, and all of a sudden, they did something in that stadium with the matrix board, the ribbon board, where it all went blue at the same time. And Seattle was known for years for piping in some kind of crowd effect and just cranking the decibel meter. All of a sudden, it got loud as hell, and it got blue. I'm like, where did all the red fans go? They just evaporated? Everybody here's word blue? And now all of a sudden, I can't hear anything. And we got the ball, and they false start or delay a game or something. It was like, so the Rams ownership, they're embarrassed. I mean, that's Kroenke's Canyon. That's his palace. They had the Super Bowl there. The 49ers have won that NFC Championship game. They would have played in the Super Bowl instead of Kroenke's Canyon Palace. They would have gone nuts. So they did something with the visual, the audio, just a complete assault on the senses all at once. And then it flipped the game. And I think I'm sure they're going to have the same kind of plan for this game. This is not the winner goes to the Super Bowl, but do we not feel that the winner of this game on Sunday at least has the inside track, the pole position for winning the NFC West this year? I do.
Yeah, I would agree. And hopefully we will, as always, hear many, a touchdown 49ers, touchdown San Francisco, excuse me.
Maybe touchdown CMC.
Yes.
CMC.
We'll hear about 5 of those.
We'll see.
Have a wonderful call. Good luck. And hopefully we're talking and very happy next Friday at 8 o'clock. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, big difference going into the bye after 4-4. Beat the Rams twice versus 3-5 and split with the Rams. So Sunday is ginormous.
Getting close to Gucci Data cookie season, buddy.
We are. We're hitting it. I thought about that last night. I got to get through Halloween, Dave. I bought the candy way too early.
Yeah, you did.
I'm going through bags of Butterfingers.
Don't do it.
That's been killing me.
Have a good weekend.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. All right, see ya. That's great. Bye. Well, tomorrow be the first win for the Kings. The odds say no. We have the results of a poll. Are there people already ready to tank?
Oh,
already ready? And we have sad news out of the NFL involving Tom Brady. We'll get to that next.
Sactown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must-watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show.
Plus, get exclusive content.
Search Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
You know, it's that love that 2002 team had.
Yes.
They were, they love each other. Thank you to Greg Papa for joining us. Hey, I thought I was not supposed to be on camera during the commercials. Sorry.
Oh, that's what you're worried about? What about while you're on air?
Well, that's,
I'm asking.
It's how I think. It's how I think. I'm a multitasker. What do you want from me?
That was some interesting multitasking and thinking what was going on in your brain in that moment. We'll leave it at that. If you want to check out what we're talking about, of course, subscribe on YouTube, Sactown Sports. Go ahead and search us. Hit that subscribe. There's a little bell, and it'll ring when we go live on air for this show. And you can see what Dave does during interviews. It's whimsical.
Takes notes. Adam Schefter has the statement Tom Brady released in recent days. Well, I don't want to read the whole thing. It's just so weird. They finalized their divorce. Not Tom Brady and Adam Schefter. Tom Brady and Giselle. They finalized their divorce, and it's the whole amicable, love each other, part and go in peace and respect the privacy.
Okay.
It's just, I know it's news, but it's just like one of those it shouldn't be. But because he's sucking on the field. Now it's there's a divorce.
Well, it's not only that, but that's two high-profile people. I think if he was married to someone we did not know, besides it being Tom Brady's wife or now ex-wife, I don't know, but very public, and I'm sure they want it to be very private.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Just it's just one of those.
Like I said, it's easier for me to root against him on the field.
Yeah,
I don't want to
off the field.
That's
And the funny thing is that if dude was if the Buccaneers were 6-1 or whatever, it would be maybe she was the problem.
Yeah.
So now what does he?
Maybe this is taking something from his game.
Right.
It's wearing on him.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but I know what the easy correlation people are going to. I know what you people are correlating right now with why Tom Brady is doing so badly. I get it. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see what Tom Brady's record is pre and post divorce. That's stimulating sports conversation. I put out a poll yesterday on the Sacramento Kings. This was after the loss. And as I was getting in the car, it was just simply, 0-4. It's nowhere near time to talk about a tank. But how many losses would it take for people to say season's over? Let's go enter the Wemby sweepstakes.
Okay.
Because Jason, as of this second, the Kings are right there.
Yeah, because there's just so few games.
It's the if I simulated the lottery right now, Sacramento gets the 4th pick.
Okay.
So I'm already simulating the lottery. Now they got the 5th pick. How did Miami get the first pick? Jeez, I don't even want to simulate the lottery anymore. Gross. Here's the thing. The Kings right now, the Kings and by the way, the Lakers, do the Pelicans own that pick this year?
Absolutely, they do.
Oh my God! What if the Pelicans got Victor Wembanyama? Would that be like the Spurs when they got Duncan over? Would that be about as bad? Almost as bad?
Yeah, I think the only difference would be, like, I don't know what kind of year the Pelicans are going to have. I feel like they're going to be good. The way, I think they're off to, what are they, 2-1?
Yeah.
Or 3-1.
The Pelicans? 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Remember, the Spurs were bad to get Robinson. Like, they had a bad year. They were good before he was, to get Duncan. Yeah. They had a bad year. And then this would be a team that made the playoffs and then could likely have a really good season and then add a supremely talented, maybe one of the all-timers. So.
Well, I gave 4 options. Are you already there with the tank? Okay. You're already there saying, I wanted a tank before the season. Would it take 5 to 10 losses to open the season?
Oh, so like an offer? Okay.
Offer? Would it take 11? What if they start 0-11? What if they start 0-15?
Okay.
Is that where you're at? Or doesn't matter. They could be 0-50. You always play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Okay. So can I guess percentages here?
Sure.
How many votes?
1,483.
All right, I think number 1, I don't know what percentage. I'm not going to be able to do the percentage. I think based on Twitter, based on our fan base and Snark, I think the first choice is number 1.
Number 1.
They're already there. I'm going to go that number 1. Then there's usually a counterbalance. I feel like the 11 games or more is a lot. Like, I don't know. I'm going to go. All right, here's my order. There now is number 1 for highest percentage.
All right.
Never there.
Never there. You always play,
number 2.
You always play to win.
The second choice, which is whatever you said, 5 to 10.
10.
Is 3. And then the 11 or more is 4. That's
It's
my
4.
guess. Just a 100% guess. I'm probably way off.
How well does Jason Ross know our fan base? It's like pre-Friday Fun and Games here.
Yes.
Number 4 in last place, the least amount of people at 18%.
Which I said 11 or more losses.
Is 5 to 10 losses.
Oh, I'm already off. I had that third. Okay. Or maybe I had that second. Anyway, go ahead.
You had that.
I had that third.
You had 5 to 10. You had third.
Okay.
Number 2 at 19%, just above 5 to 10 losses. You always play to win the game. Which you had dead last. Number 2 at 29%. I'm already there. The top answer at 34%. I need 11 to 15 losses to open up the season before I am tanking. Yeah, so a little bit of hope there with the fan base. Where are you at?
I'm more and you always play the game, but it's check in on me, right?
Sure.
Like, I hate tanking. I hate that idea. I hate that concept. I don't think this organization wants any part of that.
They don't want any part of that.
But they're also 0-4.
They are 0-4.
And if you're 0-6, 0-8, 1-14, like, if it gets really bad, I think you have to reevaluate. But right now, I don't think they're not there organizationally.
No.
Fans could be, but check in on that.
We'll take a break. When we come back, here's somebody that never tanks. It's Friday, although I may be tanking here soon for the number 1 pick in our NFL pick'em. Michelle Dapper joins us next.
The Kings host the Heat Saturday for a matinee game at Golden One Center.
Twist, reverse, score! How did he do that? What a great play from Kevin Huerter.
Coverage starts with game night at 1:30 on your home for Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by RC Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. We're out the door to a cool start to the day, so grab the jacket as you head out that door. We'll be in the low 70s by the afternoon with mainly sunny skies. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You already know RC Willey has a vast selection of home furnishings, but did you know they also have an outlet inside the store with clearance savings on closeouts, one-of-a-kind, and discontinued items? RC Willey, located in Rockland and South Sacramento.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
Not only can you save up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs, but you can save thousands more with 2.9% financing for 72 months. As the Fed keeps raising rates, these kinds of low interest rates will be harder to get. Plus, with gas prices soaring, now is the time to replace that old gas guzzler.
Wait, people are still doing that?
We're seeing it too, which is why we're doing what we can to help. Not only do we not have dealer markups, but when you go to hobletdodge.com, you see our true price. No surprise fees or last-minute add-ons. Plus, since we're California's #1 Ram dealer, we have the truck you need at the price that fits your budget.
Hoblet's been known for taking care of its customers for generations. See Hoblet's true pricing now by stopping by the Hoblet Ram Truck Center for a test drive or check out their full selection at hobletdodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
$8,000 total net savings after $3,500 factory rebates and $4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Capital qualified. Special 2.9% financing for 72 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. 15-16 per thousand borrow. 10% net savings. Highway MVG estimates according to the U.S. EPA estimates. See dealer for details.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Check out my friends at Downtown Ford. New location, new ownership, and absolutely no markups. That's unheard of. Downtown Ford, 1535 Howe Avenue in Sacramento. Come see Aaron because I guarantee you he's got what you're looking for.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. Why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
It may not feel like it all the time, but fall is officially here. The weather may be a little uncomfortable right now. 1 minute it's cool and rainy. The next day it's warm and sunny. Get it. But what can make you comfortable inside is knowing your AC or furnace will be working properly and efficiently for whatever temp it is outside. Take advantage of American Energy's $49 AC or furnace 30-point tune-up today. Make sure you and your family are ready for the changing weather. Call American Energy today, 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Shop a dealership you can trust. Folsom Lake Kia, over 20 years right here in Sacramento. Save big on your favorite new Kia models and get low interest financing. Visit my friends at FolsomLakeKia.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass at SactownSports.com and sign up today. Win tickets to see Black Adam, the IMAX experience at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Check out nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus Idaho. 6 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings remain winless as they fell to the Memphis Grizzlies at home last night.
Morant starts a casual dribble, got a defensive switch. Kicks now to Brooks. He's open for three. And you might as well start turning down those lights. It's 121-107 as Dylan Brooks knocks down the 14th three-pointer of the evening for Memphis.
In his first career NBA start, rookie forward Keegan Murray finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds on 46% shooting. The Kings will look to get in the win column for the first time this season tomorrow against the Heat. Coverage begins at 1:30 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Tampa Bay Bucks continue their downward slide, falling to the Ravens 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Buccaneers lost for the 5th time in their last 6 games, bringing their record to 3-5. Tom Brady has never started a season 3-5 in his 23-year career. The 49ers head to LA this Sunday to take on the Rams. Newly acquired running back Christian McCaffrey is expected to see a much bigger workload this week, and 49ers legend Steve Young explains why the team traded for him.
You can put people in a bind every play if everybody is on the same page. And so that's, I think, why they paid them the price that they did, is because you can start to abuse people with the people you're throwing at them.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to pick 'em. We go around the NFL and tell you who's going to win, who's going to cover,
and who you should avoid like the plague.
Here's Sactown Sports resident experts, Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and KCRA3's Michelle Dapper.
All righty.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, there I is. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Jay, it's Simone, and it's Michelle Dapper. Good morning, Michelle Dapper.
Good morning, Carmichael Dave.
How are you?
You and everyone else, Jason, Simone. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Who wants to bring us up to date on what?
Ooh.
Yeah, Jay in the back, Bonneville. Go ahead.
Oh, interesting.
We got all the games right.
All the games.
Yeah, through 7 weeks, updated standings, bringing up the rear is Carmichael Dave at 13-22.
Yeah, but that had making a comeback.
Although you are close to second place, where Michelle Dapper is 14-21.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, we're tanking for Victor. We're tanking for Wembanyama. That's what you and I are doing.
Yeah, there we go. That's the plan.
Finally, Jason Ross sitting comfortably in first place at 19-16.
Can I make the play-in?
All right.
The play-in doesn't count as the playoff.
Oh, no.
It's true.
Darn it.
It's true.
Oh, I better win some more
All
games.
right.
Yeah, it's true. What do we got going on this week? Is that
As
what?
far as high school
Yeah.
football you talking about?
Yes.
Well, hey, it's the last week of the regular season.
Whoa.
That's what's going on.
Crunch time.
I'm at Oak Ridge tonight as they take on Del Oro, and then second game Vista Del Lago, and of course they're going to be taking on. My mind is blanking today right now.
That one high school team.
That one high school team. I know it's a good one.
They got great fans.
Yes. Good band.
Yeah, wow. My mind just went blank.
Good
Sorry, guys.
campus.
It's early. It's early.
It is early. Well, stay tuned for that and more with Michelle Dapper. She will remember all of it by the time the big lights go on.
By the time I'm working.
Jay Mars.
Yeah.
Question one.
Question one.
Game one, please.
Game one has the Raiders visiting the Saints. Raiders favored by 1. Carmichael Dave, lead us off, please.
Yeah, I think this is the stretch where the Raiders are going to get a little bit healthy in the old, record-wise. A healthy Jameis Winston will not be starting. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, will get the start. That being said, whatever. 1.5. Give me the Raiders.
Red Rocket. Wow.
That's yeah. You didn't know that. Remember when that was his name? He throws the ball.
Yeah,
like
we
a
got
rocket.
it. All right.
Okay, so yeah, give me the Raiders.
Daps.
How do you pass up on the Red Rocket? But I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Good pick.
Silver Rocket, huh? All right, Jason.
Yeah, I'll just take the Raiders and move on.
What's wrong with you people?
Oh, my God.
Clean sweep.
All right. Let's go to the Northeast. The Patriots visiting the Jets. This line has the Patriots by 2.5. That can't be right.
Who do you want to do the pick?
Daps.
I'm going with the Jets.
This is a good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, 2.5. Who's starting a quarterback for the Patriots? Is it going to be a little split time? I wasn't impressed with Mac Jones. I feel bad that he was benched, but hey, it's the business. Jets.
Jason.
I'm going to take the Patriots because I don't want to pick the Green Rocket.
Well, you didn't see a doctor.
Yeah.
I will take
you guys. It's a family
I'll
show.
Give me the JETSs. The Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at home. They're 5-2. This is a weird line. This
It is a weird line.
This smells of a bunch of Nick Cattles like Bostonians pounding the line for the Patriots.
Hey now.
I'm taking the Jets.
All right. How about this one? The Giants Giants at the Seahawks. Seattle -3. Jason Ross.
I'm believing in what the Giants are doing. And they've gone this far. They've beaten some good teams. Give me the G-Man.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, same thing. What's with all this disrespect for these New York / New Jersey teams? Give me the G-Man. Big fat hug for them.
Daps.
Same thing. Giants all the way here against the Seahawks.
Wow.
Okay.
No Geno Smith
No,
supporters.
no
The
love.
crowd.
Taking the Blue Rocket.
I did pick him up on my fantasy team. I
Oh,
don't
smart
know.
play.
I'm starting him too. I got Pat Mahomes on a bye.
Did you ever think,
Start
hey,
Geno
in week 8,
Smith.
I'm starting?
Never.
No.
Surprise.
No, it's like when.
Never thought I'd pick the Jets. Now I picked them twice in a row.
Oh boy, that's the season.
All right, 49ers visiting the Rams. Niners -2 favorites. Carmichael, Dave.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
Again?
Just, honestly, I'm doing it. So I'm either way. If the Niners lose, I'm going to be sad. But a tiny part of me will be like, well, I picked again. I won the pick-em thing. But I have to separate those. I can't take both sadnesses. I'm taking the give me the Ram Rocket.
God.
Daps.
Oh, I'm going to go with the Rams as well.
Wow.
The Rams.
Jason.
The verb.
Oh, yeah. Give me the Christian McCaffrey rocket.
Wow.
Come on. 49ers.
Rocket.
Playbook's open.
Yeah.
They own this team in L.A. and in San Francisco. I am taking the 49ers.
Playbook's open.
And finally, we have the Packers at the Bills. Buffalo -10.5. Daps.
Ooh. Bill, I mean,
Wow.
haven't shown me anything, but 10.5 is a lot.
Jason.
Ooh, yeah, Bill.
Too many points. Packers don't win, but they cover. So Packers. It's too high of a spread.
Jace or Dave.
Yeah, how are you?
I don't want to hear about anyone's rocket. On
That's
this
fine.
one,
I'm going to
please.
stick with the theme. I went with the Rams. Now I'm taking the Packers.
Okay.
Honestly, 11 points. That's a lot. Let's stick with the verbs. Let's go with the Packers.
Can I take my pick off the board and slide it over to the other side?
Why?
Because Dave picked the Packers.
Are you looking for separation?
No, I'm afraid that they're not going to cover. 11 points is a lot of points.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
Of course you can.
Wow, a bunch of Green Bay honks in here. Who knew?
Wow.
Cheeseheads.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
there we go.
There it
Hey,
is.
did you remember that high school name yet?
Christian Brothers.
Hey, I've heard of them.
It's just Christian
Sorry,
Brothers.
I apologize. Christian Brothers. It just slipped my brain today.
It is early.
And when can everybody check you out again?
Tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll have high school playbook. It's the last week of the regular season.
Right.
There it is. It went by fast.
Well, I would say, yeah, it did. It did go by fast. Golly.
It did.
Well, then these kids are all going to grow up, and it grows up.
Did you guys big headlines this morning with TB12?
Yeah.
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 What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You know what? Go out and play some winning football. That nothing cures a broken heart like that, right?
Well, I don't know if that's translating too well.
No.
Me and Simone have a theory.
LeBron and Tom Brady both 0-3 over the past couple of weeks. Ooh.
Aaron Rodgers ain't doing too well either. I think Father Time's rearing his ugly old head.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna mention Brady, LeBron, and Aaron Rodgers in the same sentence, we also got to mention Harrison Barnes 0-4.
Wait, Harrison
Wow.
Barnes is 29, dude. I think Harrison Barnes is 46.
Looks like that on the
please.
court right now.
Yeah, he does. All right, Daps, you're the best. Talk to you soon. Nacho says hi.
And everyone.
All right, you take care.
Bye, Michelle.
That's like Simone. Bye. How much time we have here? I had something for you. What did I
About
have?
2 minutes.
That we have there 2 minutes. What do I have for you? I got some notes here. The best sports spirit Halloween costume memes. The spirit Halloween costume memes are funny. Simone, did you make Cody's?
No.
Okay,
She made
she
yours.
made
Was
mine.
terrific. That was terrific.
It was like
Yep.
it
I was
like,
inspired because I saw Cody's.
it's like smoked meats,
Hot takes.
hot takes, a mercurial personality. So I had to,
Who had to Google
I
that
had
one?
to Google it.
You
Popcorn
did?
not included.
I couldn't spell it.
Right.
It means fickle.
But then
it's fickle.
it got really mean-spiriting. Lack of talent.
Wow.
Terrible father.
Wow.
Bad husband.
So
yes.
see that
You had to flip it over.
Oh,
Always
right.
misses the fairway.
Yeah.
Oh, that one actually hurt the
Okay,
most.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
That one too. Simone,
That was
too
can we
far.
dump That
There's
was over.
a line.
Rachel. Someone call Rachel.
Wow, that hurt you.
You know what Simone's would say?
What?
Bubbly personality, nice person, makes food well.
Yeah, if you want that.
Yeah.
Way to take the high road, Dave.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I would
exactly.
say.
That was classy. That was classy.
This is a fantasy tout guy, like DraftKings betting. dork.
Okay.
Backwards hat. Wait. Low quality free T-shirt.
Did you pay for it?
I did not pay for this
Okay.
T-shirt.
Check.
Pinned screenshot to disguise constant losses. Oh, so like on social media, he shows the 1 week he won.
Oh yeah, where I scored like the league high.
Holding massive amounts of crypto. That's.
Is it you?
Oh, my crypto is not in massive amounts anymore.
Well, it once was.
Finally, as we break here, the Lakers suck. We all know that, but the PointsBet Sportsbook has helped you out. They have already given bettors the under payout. The over-under on Lakers wins is 40.
You can't do that.
Over-under was 44.5. They have already paid out the under because
they can't reach it.
They can't. They paid it out because the Lakers suck. All right. We will take a break. When we come back, we've got Friday fun and games. But before we get to Friday fun and games, we'll get to Shelby. Everybody at United Wholesale Lending. They got the Equity Builder program going on right now. That's what I've been talking about all week. Because if you're a first-time home buyer and you roll in, you can get 10% down as a loan. $400,000 house, you get $40K. You stay in the house 5 years, guess what? Loan's forgiven. Loan's forgiven, bud. I mean, seriously, that's like free money. I'm looking at all of you first-time home buyers, okay? This is your way to get it. Back in my day, we had to shave and shave and save for our down payment. They're just handing it out. Well, good for you. You know what? Pays to be young. It's a great way to start your wealth, your nest egg with equity. By the way, Shelby can help you if you're not a first-time home buyer navigate the world of purchases. Hey, listen, rates are up right now. There's no lying there. I ain't lying. But it also means the markets are slowing down. That means those houses that were getting 17 bids, yeah, they're now selling for less than what they're posted for. You can get some values out there. Refinance it when everything goes back down. Whatever it is, Shelby will help you out. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That is RefinanceWithShelby.com. NLS number 279051. BRN number 01864354. When we get back, Friday fun and games. I'm so excited for this. And what do Houston, Philadelphia, and adult entertainment company all have involvement together for ahead of the World Series? We'll tell you that next.
Get your 49ers fix every week with the Return of the Empire podcast, featuring Jay Mars and 49ers insider Emil Fragoso.
Let's go, Niners!
At SactownSports.com.
Your local sports leader.
Your back-to-back Big Sky champion Sacramento State Hornets are back in action at home this Saturday, October 29th, against the Idaho Vandals. It's homecoming, so arrive early for the homecoming festivities and the tailgate. Plus, post-game fireworks will light up the sky. Don't miss the excitement of Sacramento State football this season as your Hornets aim for another Big Sky championship. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now at HornetSports.com. Stingers up.
I'm in the great outdoors doing a little Dodge watching with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge.
Would you look at that?
Those are some pretty high-powered binoculars you got there, Vince.
Yeah, I use them to spot all the Lasher license plates on Ram trucks out there.
Well, there's bound to be a lot because this month during Ram Power Days, you're offering $10,750 off MSRP on over 20 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
That's a great deal. I know. Hold on. I see another one.
Another crew cab?
I think so.
Odds are it's another Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 because because in addition to $10,750 off MSRP, you're also offering 0% financing for 48 months.
Oh, he's taking off.
You lose him, Vince?
Oh, no. Just another happy customer migrating back to Elk Grove Dodge.
Save $10,750 off over 20 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. Plus, get 0% financing for 48 months.
Only at Lashes Elk Grove Dodge. The Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Includes $5,250 in California and Chrysler Capital bonus and retail bonus cash. On approved credit, 0% APR for 48 months is $20.83 per $1,000 borrowed. Sample in $39.57.96 ends 10/31/22.
Stay in front of him. Feet. No fouls. Okay, take a break. Hi, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store asking, how much do you rely on your feet? A little? A lot? Probably more than that. If you're like most people, you know that when your feet are hurting, your life kind of stinks. There are lots of treatment options that promise relief but will disappoint. The Good Feet store makes over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities of arch supports. Why so many? Because to get serious pain relief, you need a precise fit that's matched to your foot, gait, and lifestyle. To make sure you get the pain-relieving pair that's just right for you, Good Feet has an arch support specialist at every Good Feet location to give customers a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the unmatched comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch support. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online at goodfeet.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Who? I don't know. That's why this is your segment. Tell us.
That's a valid point.
Thanks.
Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray.
Okay.
Hey, it's happening.
It happened.
I didn't know if fans would adopt the Yogi Ferrell call of
That's
response.
what I had to look it up too. I was
Yeah.
like, this is reminiscent.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yogi.
Stepping all over his,
No, that's
his
fine.
thing.
Hey,
It
listen.
just kept getting better and better.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry, Jay, back to you. You okay? It's might be broken.
Yeah, let me walk it off.
Get one of the mice pass.
Enough.
Go ahead.
Keegan Murray this season is averaging 17.7 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3.3 made three-pointers, putting him at 51% from the field, 42% from three, and 100% from the free throw line. He is top 10 among all players in threes per game.
Yeah.
He should play all of the minutes.
All of them. Even the ones that aren't there.
Yeah.
Jay said, enough. My mom used to say. That's what I do.
That's different. Enough.
Yeah. You know what's weird? StatMuse stole that stat from you.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
That's crazy.
I don't appreciate that.
Who's not hot?
Who is not?
Ooh.
With the Buccaneers' loss, Tom Brady is multiple games under 500 as a starter for the first time in his NFL career. Also filing for divorce today.
I have
Back to you.
I actually have a Halloween Buccaneers joke, but I don't know if I can tell it.
Let's try it.
Oh, wow. I thought Jay
How
was
about
the
I'll
other
tell
way.
the first part and I won't tell the punchline. Okay. So these little kids go to, trick or treat, and this old lady is it's the door. She goes, "Oh my God, you're a bunch of pirates." She goes, "Where you're a pirate? Where are your Buccaneers?" And he goes, "They're under my hat, lady." Were you able to fill in the blanks properly?
Yes.
Yep.
I feel like I could have told the whole thing.
You kind of did.
It's kind of a long story. Remember that punchline from yesterday? Real quick. Cam Soda is an adult entertainment company as we toe the line here.
Cam Soda?
Cam, C-A-M as in Newton Soda. It's an adult entertainment company. They're sending a truck filled with 10 55-gallon drums. So that's, do the math here, 550 gallons of lube to Philadelphia to grease the poles throughout the city. Now, to get your mind out of the gutter, there was a problem when the Eagles won the world championship and people were climbing street poles and traffic lights and all that stuff and endangering themselves. Well, apparently Crisco is no match for a Philadelphia fan. They've now sent lube over there to try to prevent people from, in case the Phillies win. We don't know if Philadelphia, the city itself, is going to take them up on it or not.
Thank you.
Friday Fun and Games right now, please.
He's the life of the party. And I'm the life of the party. Every time I show up, the life of the party. His antics in the dorms of UC Davis were legendary.
And he brings his fun and games to the show every Friday.
It's Friday Fun and Games with KH2K's resident party starter, Jason Ross.
Let's go. You guys ready for some Friday Fun and Games?
Yeah.
Got a lot of good feedback, by the way, about our age gap game last week.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
and
a lot of good
embarrassing. That was fun, embarrassing.
Popcorn?
Popcorn.
Dave was mad.
I was mad.
I was working from home.
popcorn?
I'm looking at the YouTube, and I'm like, oh, Dave's heated.
That was rough acting tonight.
It
is
was.
what that was. I should have done that.
I have music for today.
Do you have music?
Yeah.
Let me see. Is this one? Is it the one that says Friday Fun and Games music?
Yes.
Just want to
that's
make
the one.
sure. Okay, here we go. And
It's very themed. We got Halloween coming up, and it's very loud.
Jeez.
There we go.
Knock off the rocket.
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Now I can. Sorry.
All right, let's
Ooh.
go. We're just going to do some Halloween theme-esque trivia today.
Scary.
Yes.
Play
Dave,
along at home, please.
Dave, we're going to start with you on this one.
Okay.
What candy is crispity crunchity?
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery, nougaty. Oh, is it whatchamacallit?
Yes.
What candy is crispity crunchity, J. Mars?
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
Son of a
There you go.
Butterfinger.
Follow up on that, Simone.
All right.
Which is not a slogan for Butterfinger? Which is not one?
All right.
Follow the finger.
Oh.
Break out of the ordinary. Pull the finger. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Which one is not?
One of those is not.
The first one.
Follow the finger. Dave.
Yeah.
Which one is
Dang
not?
it.
One of my favorite things to say to my kids, pull the finger. Yeah.
Proud of that one.
Bad, babe.
Proud of that one.
Proud of that one. You should be.
All right. Candy slogans. J. Mars.
Yes.
Super easy. Taste
Super
the rainbow is what?
Skittles.
Oh, gosh. What
Simone.
letter follows A?
Yeah.
Simone, almond joys have nuts.
I hate them.
What don't?
What?
Blank
oh,
don't.
coconut. Coconut?
Almond joys have
What?
nuts.
What candy is coconut?
An almond joy is coconut candy.
It's true.
Come on,
She's
listen.
right about that.
All right.
Almond joy has nuts. Don't.
I know Dave
No.
knows. I know Jay, you know?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, Simone, we're not going to get there, are
No.
we?
No.
All right, Dave and Jay.
Give me an MOUNDS. Mounds.
Almond
Ew.
joys
Almond joy have nuts. Mounds don't.
You guys are so old.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. I have to
just threw his
I have to
headphones.
try this one again for Simone because I know Dave and Jay know this.
Yeah.
This can't be an age thing.
No.
All right.
Simone, break me off a piece of that.
Kit Kat bar.
That's
Okay,
good.
good. Now we're back on the
All right,
board.
we're back in the W.
Dave.
Yeah.
Melts in your mouth, not in your hands. Is what?
It's Reese's.
Jay, melts in your mouth.
Son of a.
Okay.
Right,
Let's try this for you again, Dave.
Yeah, thanks.
This was a slogan for this. 2 for me, none for you. This is a tough one.
That's an IRS thing.
I know it.
But kind of go off the
2 for me.
I got
me, none for you.
None for you. 2 for me,
That's
none for.
not a-
Oh, it's twins.
There you go.
I had
Very
to do
good.
some deductive reasoning.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
What does M&M stand for?
Ooh. Money and motivation.
Simone.
Love it.
Dave.
It is Mars, as in the
there you
the
go.
company that makes it. Mars and Mufasa, the father of
Yes.
I love
Simba
that.
from the Lion
Yes,
King.
that's it. How
Yes,
did you?
thank you.
It is based on the creators, Forrest Mars.
Yeah.
Jay's cousin.
Yes.
right.
This music is giving me anxiety.
Yeah, that's all. It's great
And
music.
Bruce Murray,
Oh,
Murrie.
Bill's
I.E.
cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Distant. Dave.
Yeah.
Very narcissistic to name it after themselves.
Is a pumpkin a fruit or a vegetable?
It's a fruit.
Correct.
Because it has seeds.
Yeah.
Jay Mars.
Yes.
Right.
What was the name of the character on a Halloween-themed skit that Tom Hanks played just a few years ago on Saturday Night Live?
Wilson.
Simone, same question.
Oh, man.
Think the clue is in the last question I just asked.
Nobody our age watches SNL.
Run it back again? What is it?
What is the name of the character, the Halloween-themed skit that Tom Hanks played a few years ago on SNL?
Forrest Gump.
Dave?
It's Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
David, what's your guess?
What?
David?
David?
Is pumpkin a fruit or vegetable?
It's a fruit.
David S. Pumpkins. Nobody knew the answer to that.
Yeah,
It was. Did you see that skit?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And the music's
Nobody
just
watched.
going.
According to CandyStore.com, Jay, what was voted
David S. Pumpkins.
the worst Halloween candy?
Candy corn.
Correct.
It's garbage too. I love candy corn.
Simone, what was voted the best candy for adults? Not just adults.
Cash.
Yeah.
Best candy for adults. I don't know. Snickers. I don't know.
Music is
Okay.
dressing
Correct
up.
answer, M&M's. But Dave, what was
Yeah.
voted best by kids?
M&M's.
Your favorite, Reese's.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, for the whole team.
Yeah.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, what was voted as the scariest movie of all time?
The Exorcist.
Yeah, I think it's The Shining, but you're right. Yeah.
Simone comes in.
I've seen The Exorcist
Just
like
like-
4. It's not that bad.
My mom always would be like, they wouldn't even let them
I
play
saw-
that in movie theaters.
I saw a video the other day. Literally, it was a news story from back then. And people were passing out in movie theaters. It's not that scary.
Dave.
I love that music.
According to Google, what is the most popular Halloween costume of all time? So, I mean, we're thinking very broad, all time.
A ghost?
Okay. Jay?
A lion.
Simone?
A mummy.
Okay. A witch. We were,
we
were in the
ballpark.
God. you guys.
Let's see. I'm going to try this one first for Simone.
Okay.
Who was the voice, the narrator on Michael Jackson's Thriller?
Oh, that I got in a heartbeat.
You know, I feel like I have it memorized, but I don't know.
I
who
will
to
defer
say it.
just in case.
Go.
All right. Let me try Jay because I know Dave knows. Oh.
Warren Betty.
No, it's not Warren Betty.
Dave?
We left him off on Betty Warren. Dave?
We got people calling in.
That would be the late, great, wonderfully voiced Vincent Price.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
Can any of you finish that narration that he said or say it?
Darkness falls across the land. The
Land.
midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures, something
Crawl in search of blood.
terrorize your
God's
neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down
must stand and
to
face the hounds of hell and run inside a corpse shell.
But there's something else, isn't there? At the end, no, there's a.
That's it.
No,
No,
there's the end of it.
now
Oh,
we've
why am I
thrown it.
blanking? It's rot inside a corpse shell.
And
There's like an extended version where it's
Yeah.
like the hounds of hell are close
I'm
at hand.
impressed.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
impressed.
yeah.
What's the ending of it? Go ahead.
All right, here, a few more.
I gotta look it up.
The movie Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The movie series. Over, under. There have been 11 made. Over or under?
Over.
I think with this one, it's over.
I'll go under then.
Okay. The correct number is 13.
Aha!
Champions.
What is the name of the villain of Halloween?
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I need to say it with authority.
Yes.
No more
you do.
soft
And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
There you
Thank
go.
you so much. Yeah.
Hey, who is creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky?
Addams Family.
Yeah.
Na-na-na. Who sang the Ghostbusters theme?
Ray Parker Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the Munsters live?
Munsterland.
Where did the Munsters live?
In Mayberry. In
What street?
Sacramento. California. Watt Avenue. J Street. 1490 Magna Carta. I couldn't remember when she was
1313 Mockingbird Lane. Yes.
Told you.
I think we did well.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one more. From the commercial, when the owl was asked how many licks did it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, what did the owl say?
He said, "Shut up, kid!
Let me eat my candy."
4.
The world will never know.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
3.
What?
Simone, knock knock.
No, I'm not.
You're not doing it?
Who's there, Dave?
Atch.
Atch who?
Bless you. See?
Okay.
Will you do one?
That was mid.
Will you do
Okay, yeah,
one?
give me
knock,
one.
Knock.
Who? What? Who?
No, knock knock.
Who? What?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Who?
Who? An owl?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the
Just not
Can you give
putting
one to
up with
Jay?
it today.
Jay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry. We'll be back Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye now.
The Carmichael Dave Show
with Jason Ross.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.